Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
the thing.
We're here. I did say the line. I said I
No, I mean the other line.
we're
The
here.
the the part where you say hello and welcome and
Oh,
shit.
hello, you beautiful people out there. Welcome to another of the other side of our mega recap that won't last 4 hours.
Hopefully not.
But we somehow will find a way.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. Just like Jay Schlatt telling 9/11 jokes. He finds a way. It happens. He finds a way.
9/11. Finds a way.
It finds any time I watch one video now, my reels are all 9/11 jokes. They need to stop with that.
Yeah, for real.
It's a horrible tragedy.
Oh, actually, what happens when you watch one Shalat video? That's what happens right there.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop watching them, but I just find them hilarious. Anyways, we're back.
We're
Hopefully,
sickos. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
we're gonna do. Hopefully, this is the last bit of the recaps, more recent stuff, and a lot of also recent news. NBA has been blowing up lately. Ooh, NBA is gonna be fun. Also, we got our minor league check-in for our minor league baseball teams. I've got a lot to say about the Mariners. It's
I have a lot of beer jokes to make.
well, no, Spencer. Seriously, the Brewers have like the current top prospect in baseball is on the Brewers.
Yeah, but also I have a lot of neat
see.
beer jokes to make.
But like the Brewers could be harvesting a good farm team soon. Like they're
Oh
harvesting
yeah,
from their
I
farm.
know all about the Midwest League.
So
I'm just saying, haha, haha. It's funny, you know.
jokes.
Beer.
beer jokes. We also have fun soccer, the MLS, Messi talking about. But first, we got to get to something that I'm just sick and tired of.
Is it herpes?
No,
I bet you it's herpes.
it's not. It's not fucking herpes. No, cause somehow this man keeps getting in the news. He won't just go away. This man just there's now like the fact that and this man Rocio Brown, the fact that this man can't just stop being the center of attention for 5 minutes. This man has been out of football for almost 2 years now. And yet, headline after headline, CTE after, like, debate about CTE, can we just push this aside?
From the clown.
Can we just push this aside and just say that he's a bad person? Can we just admit that Antonio Brown, honestly, he should be in jail. He should be on the sex offender list.
Yeah, for real.
This
You
man...
don't get it. He showed us. You don't get it, bro. He's based because he pulled his dick out at a swimming pool.
No, not that. He Supermaned a woman.
Oh yeah, that.
That he should be in jail right now. Well, at least he should be on if anything, he should be on the sex offender registry.
He should have to tell people whenever he moves somewhere.
Yep. 100%. I hope this is the last time I utter Aunt Rocio Brown did negative adjective. I am so sick and tired of him. He's a bad person. Like, he managed to speed run Daniel Snyder. He did all of that. They didn't just void, like, I can understand you couldn't just void his membership, they just straight up kicked him out of the league. He had zero intention on playing for the IFL. Zero. None. No intention in playing in the indoor football league. He wanted to buy a team and put him straight into the Arena Football League. And I really hope that the Arena Football League comes out and says, yeah, no. We're not taking you. No.
Well, Antonio, I'm afraid your hams have been steamed.
Yeah, Antonio,
I'll just
get the
say
fuck
this.
straight to jail, man.
I'll just say this, when Antonio Brown goes to prison one day, I will be celebrating like that one Six Flag commercial that Tree uses for his Bobby Bonilla Day videos.
I don't think
I just hope to
Antonio
never hear
Brown
about him again.
is ever going bankrupt. Like, this guy probably has money in the music industry, investments in the music industry.
He's got a whole lot of money, bro.
He
Whole lot of money.
certainly has a whole lot of money. I will be genuinely shocked if he does declare bankruptcy. And then we do find him, working part-time in Waffle House. That would be just the beautiful karma. This guy right now should focus on being a father to his kids, which he's not. Guy's not even paying child support. Lovely, lovely person, by the way. The fact that he dresses up like Cruella de Vil in every single media, anything he has to do with media. Do you ever notice that he just looks like straight up Cruella de Vil? Like, you look at TMZ, the guy is straight up Cruella de Vil. He is a villain. This Albion Empire, back-to-back champions. The fact that he managed to take all of that, a championship contending team, and literally piss everybody off to the fact that they'd want nothing to do with him, is incredible. Like, you can't lock players out of their own hotel room. That's stuff that you do as a joke in college. Until the coach says smarten the hell up. That's stuff that you do in high school or middle school.
Yeah, that's Bishop Sycamore stuff.
That's Bush League. That's disgusting. That the fact that you also managed to get people kicked out of you got kicked out of the same hotel, bro.
It's literally bottom tier high school football shit.
It
Genuinely.
is. That's stuff that you do as a silly little joke, like ha 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 ha. You're locked with your in high school and all that stuff. Like, can we just stop saying, "Oh my God, CTE, I'm done with him. He's a cockroach."
Not everybody that deals with CTE is an asshole.
Yeah, I know. But let's stop trying to save Antonio Brown. Let's stop trying to Dr. Phil Antonio Brown. Can we just do what the Raiders did week 1 and just chant "fuck AB"? I'm done with him. This guy is no longer a clown. He's graduated from the tier of being a clown. He's a cockroach now. I'm sick and tired of him. Like, he's gonna get there's 2 nominees for L's of the year. I'll save one for later. The other one for later. But Antonio Brown, like, just go.
I'll just say, CTE, it's it's fucked up. Like, obviously it's fucked up. Like, he definitely has it, but at the same time, it's like, Chris Benoit also had CTE, but I'm never gonna defend that murderer for what he did. So, look, yes, it's fucked up that he has CTE, but at the same time, the actions do not justify this shit.
They don't. Alright, like, Andrew Luck might have CTE. The guy's being a father to his kids right now. He's enjoying life. This guy, why can't he just be that? He's got more money that he would never have to work ever again, and the opportunity to be what his father couldn't be to him. I am dumbfounded by that. Again.
He's got way too much of an ego. He's too focused on himself.
I mean, let's be honest. Gatsby Arians was right about his character assessment all the way back when he was a rookie. All the way back then, Bruce Arians knew exactly the kind of person who he is. Like he never had any intentions to play for the Oakland Raiders. He never had any intention to play for them. He managed to pout his way to the Patriots, and then the Patriots were like, nah. He had a golden opportunity to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Nah. He doesn't care anymore. He's made his bag. He's made his point.
He's got that whole lot of money now.
He's got a whole lot of money. Bro, we're like, at the end of the day, let's go and celebrate other players' achievements. He's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. That's punished. And the career he had, he should be a Hall of Famer, but no. He doesn't. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Just sit on your piles of money and then just cry foul when we sit you sitting on the streets.
You'll be very lucky if you don't make the Hall of Prison.
Mm-hmm. This guy technically should be in jail for not paying child support. There's an arrest. There is an arrest warrant for him in the state of Florida. So there you go.
I'm that standoff.
Mm-hmm. Bag of dicks. History of not paying people. Let's. We're gonna probably see. We're gonna see this guy be the reason why arena football leagues don't exist anymore. And that's quite something. That's quite something.
And Arena Football League has basically been on life support for God knows how long now. This is
since like the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
It's the idea of it. Like the greatest quote I have is like the CFL, right? The CFL, it's like the nice yacht you have. It's not gonna make you much profit, but it's just something there that you have. That's it. And at the end of the day, there's more and more avenues being opened up for players to, return to the NFL. And eventually we'll be likely seeing the death of Arena Football League. And the fact that Antonio Brown has literally killed a team is astonishing.
I'm just gonna say it. Arena football just feels like a relic of like the new metal era.
Yeah, it is a relic.
Back.
Yeah.
A relic of when people thought Korn was like peak.
Well, it's not even that. It's just there's other ways that people have done football.
There's other ways
just
that
made
people
it
can get
entertaining.
greatness.
Like the best way to describe this, literally the CFL, is probably the most alternate way to watch football that is entertaining.
Yeah, why would you even bother with arena football? It's like I know it's not exactly politically. Oh, right, we're on YouTube. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, it's not like the thing about arena football. It feels like there was only one league that kind of did it right, and that's the FCF. But they didn't run this year, did they?
Well, I think part of it is because it's literally an NFT scam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And controlled football.
Yeah, that was like the potential for that's another way for players to demonstrate their skills. That was at least stuff that we've heard of and it was watchable. The rest is just nah.
Well, I mean, if football is like regular beer, like NFL football is like regular beer, then you have your diet beers like the XFL or the USFL, and then like the the kind of crap that even your dad wouldn't touch. That's like arena football, you know, like that fucking thing of like cheap ass beer that you can get a 30-pack for $12.
Oh
You know,
yeah, Keystone Light and Natty Ice.
like Strohs
Yeah.
or Hams or like
Right.
the most bottom of the barrel beer you can get your dirty hands on.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like the unfortunate thing about arena football too. It's or just like minor league football in general. There's lots of leagues, but none of them come close to being affiliated with the NFL that the XFL has. Like maybe the USFL. But the USFL will lose their grip on it if they don't merge with the XFL. But like maybe the USFL, like there's the European Football League, they're not even affiliated with the. They're not. I've never heard of anybody that's played in the European in the EFL that has come back to the NFL. I've never heard of that. Never heard of anybody.
It's a meme. It's a meme to go to Europe in the same way that for basketball going to China is a meme.
Yeah. Or European soccer players going to North America.
MLS.
MLS.
You know, it's basically the get ready to learn Chinese buddy of
Yep.
the NFL.
1,000%. My only thing for this cockroach is I hope he does something that gets him behind bars so we can just stop talking about him.
Although speaking of an XFL USFL merger, I created a hypothetical merged XFL and USFL, and you can check that out on my Twitter, yo. That shit's straight fire for hire.
Very nice. Yeah, I can't.
comment, subscribe.
I can't wait for. I can't wait for the merger to like actually them announcing. Oh, hey, we're actually merging now. And I really hope that it happens sooner than later. I mean, it could be wrong, but I could be wrong, but
Anybody
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
a sink going loud as fuck?
That was probably
hey,
no,
don't sink shame.
Sink shame!
Don't sink shame, man. Why are you sink
Oh my
shaming my
God,
bro
bro.
like that?
Fuck!
Why are you sink shaming my homie like that? Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah, AD,
Just happened.
Sorry, I'm just being an idiot. I'm just.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yes, 100%. All right, so NBA. Two massive trades have happened in the offseason, and me is sensing another arms race is taking place right now. Phoenix
Oh,
Suns
boy.
do not have a draft pick until 2031? Is that right?
Why do
yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
Arizona teams keep making these dumbass all-in pushes? Why?
Future draft picks. I gotta look at the Suns. Hold on. No, Suns surrender control of all NBA draft picks until 2031.
Jesus Christ. That's one. That's like a good pick.
Wow.
Did people seem to forget that some of the best stars in the game were drafted by their current teams?
Yeah, like, this Nikola Jokic guy, you know, you might have heard of him. He was drafted by the Denver Nuggets.
NBA,
And he's an
NBA
NBA
champion.
champion.
You
And
know,
don't-
just saying something. You know, really crazy. I know.
Don't forget Jamal Murray, also a Nuggets draftee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something about my team. I mean, that Steph guy, we drafted him. That Clay guy, we drafted him. That Draymond guy, who may or may not be returning, we drafted him. Pretty much the foundation of our super team was drafted. And then go back 1 year, Giannis was drafted. So you know what, Suns, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay, basically with
Wait,
Phoenix, basically with the Suns, yeah, there's a shit ton of pick swaps. But
Okay.
yeah, that's gonna.
by the way, for those watching at home, feel free to take a shot because you know, Aiden mentioned the Warriors. That's a shot for the Untitled Sickos drinking game.
That's true. God damn, you
Speaking
killed
of
him.
NBA trades, should we talk about Tingus Pingus?
Oh,
Oh yeah, Tingus Pingus being a Celtic.
yeah, he's about to give Boston the fucking zinger.
Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus? Said that one Knicks fan, but yes, Kristaps Porzingis is now a part of the Celtics in a trade that was widely rumored to be involving the Clippers with the Wizards, but that did not happen, and instead it was the Grizzlies with the Wizards. And what we saw in terms of what they got was the Celtics, they received Kristaps Porzingis, a first round in the 2023 NBA draft, which they trade to Detroit on draft night. 2024 first round pick from the Warriors, which is a protected one. I'm pretty sure Memphis had that one or something. The Grizzlies, they received, of course, Marcus Smart, and the Wizards received Tyus Jones, Danilo Gallinari, Mike Muscala, and the 35th pick in the 2023 NBA draft, which got traded to Chicago, which I know about because that was the only thing the Bulls did yesterday. But yeah, regarding this trade, I mean, I like Boston getting Kristaps. I mean, they, gaining their big man for them, that's fine. I mean, you have Kristaps can play power forward too, so you probably have Horford still starting, probably Williams on the bench and stuff. I will say though, definitely surprised they traded Marcus Smart away. I was not expecting them to trade Smart away. If anyone was getting traded, I was expecting it to be Brogdon, but yeah, Marcus Smart, that was definitely a surprise right there.
I think I think this might be last chance for the Celtics.
I don't think it's last chance yet, but it is definitely, Boston is once again in that window where they have to win a championship. They're in that title picture again where it's championship or bust, which, to be fair, they've been in that picture, honestly, ever since the 2017 offseason when they did the Kyrie and Gordon Hayward signings, and since then they have never been able to get over that hump.
It just kind of feels like that same stench of desperation that Calgary has had over and over again.
If there's any franchise though that I would feel is on that tier of being absolutely and utterly desperate to win, it's Boston. There's not a team out there, or even just a team that has just been so close to just winning it all, but yet constantly ending up in failure. This is not like, you bow out in the playoffs.
That's
the
crazy.
first round. Bow out like in the first round. This is them going all the way to the championship and not making it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never heard of a single team in all of sports history who does stuff like that.
I know the Vikings have the legacy of failure on them. I'm very well aware of that. But what I mean is it's like Buffalo. It's like reminds me a lot of the 1990 Buffalo Bills. 4 Super Bowls, 0 Super Bowl victories. That's what it really feels like about the Celtics.
I mean, I've said it with the Celtics. It's like as I said, they're in that championship. They're in that championship or bust window, and of course, getting Kristaps, that's gonna make expectations higher. Obviously, you know, obviously with the talent he has, makes a lot of sense. But I'm still very surprised. I already said it, but Marcus Smart getting traded away. It's like I was expecting Brogdon because Smart was kind of a leader in that locker room and also one of their best passers and defenders. So it's like it's not a bad trade for Boston. They got picks in the process. That's a great return right there. Um, but for Memphis, I will say this: getting Marcus Smart has to feel like a win here. Definitely has to feel like a win. Especially knowing, yeah, certain guy is gonna be out for 25 games at least.
Oh, Ja Morant, you could be making millions of dollars, and yet you decide to, do whatever it
Beat
is.
Ja Morant.
You beat Ja Morant, and then you pull out your gun, and you.
I mean, who among us, right? Who among us hasn't just pulled out their gun? Like, let he who has not shown their peace to the world cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Like, so one thing I have to say about the Marcus Smart signing, the Marcus Smart trade, that is what I get the Grizz gave up a lot, but that's what the Grizz needed. They needed a veteran to keep, guys like Ja in check.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
like,
It's a strong move for Memphis, but it's gonna be very weird seeing Marcus Smart in a uniform that's not a Celtics jersey. Like that's gonna be
agreed.
weird.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
as for the
feel
Wizards, you better hope to God that with the current lottery format, that they finally reward the worst team in the league next season with the #1 pick. Because yeah, this Wizards team is gonna be fucking terrible next year. Well, maybe there is a bright side. There is a bright spot on this team because yeah, there is another big trade that happened right after the whole Kristaps deal to Boston, and that was the Chris Paul trade.
Oh, yeah.
I am still stunned by the Chris Paul trade.
Well, my question is, do you call it the Chris Paul trade or the Beal deal?
Ooh.
It is a part of
Wow.
that. Well, not officially, but technically there is, a connection there.
I just like wordplay,
That's some good. Ooh, I like that one. Cause I know it like Chris Paul to the Warriors doesn't happen without Bradley Beal being dealt first.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like the deal itself is Warriors get Chris Paul, Wizards get Jordan Poole, 2030 protected first round pick, and a 2027 second round pick. So basically for picks, the Wizards are basically having to scout middle schoolers. But yeah, Jordan Poole's a promising talent right there. I mean, he needs to work on his basketball IQ, no question, but the potential is definitely there with him. And as for Chris Paul with the Warriors, it's like he is definitely going to be in that six-man role. I think that's going to be the role for him, which I definitely think would, in terms of the Warriors, I am expecting them to be going away from the three guards starting lineup, which I genuinely think is a good decision if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
So yeah, so as a Warriors fan in this group, I'm gonna say something. I had mixed feelings about the trade. Like, we didn't really need
everybody.
listen up. We didn't really need another guard, and Big Man's right. We don't the three guard starting lineup was not working at all. So most likely Chris Paul's gonna be in the bench. Now we can look at it from a negative standpoint. We traded away a promising young guy in Jordan Poole for a guy who's pretty much ARP status. But think of it from another angle. If Jordan Poole turns out to be a bust, or if he turns out to be good, regardless, we're gonna be stuck with him for like a long time. Like, like we're gonna be stuck with him for like years. Whereas Chris Paul, whether what happens or not, he's gonna be gone after the end of this year. It's all about flexibility. And with Chris Paul, we get a bit more flexibility. We can either trade him if it turns out he's not really, an asset, like an expiring deal like him, a reliable
But
veteran. You can find.
here's the thing: if the Warriors can't even make something out of Chris Paul, who's gonna bite that trade? Someone who's gonna be 39 if he doesn't pan out. He's gonna be 39 next year. That's
Underestimate how desperate teams can be. Teams
This
can
is
be
why I
desperate.
compared the Chris Paul deal to Benito to the Pens for the second time.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Another aspect I can say from a non-trade standpoint. There's one thing, one constant about the Warriors, like their dynasty run was having like a veteran guy on the bench who could like calm down the other bench guys when the starters are off. During the first 3 years, during the first three rings, we had Sean Livingston and Iguodala, and then in the most recent ring, we had Iguodala and Otto Porter. Here's hoping that Chris Paul can turn out to be this guy, because it's quite clear that Iguodala isn't going to be playing as much anymore. He's going to be like a Adonis Haslem, just there for like to gas up the bench guys, but he's not going to be playing it much anymore. So here's the hoping that Chris Paul can be the veteran leader that could calm down the bench when it's their time to go and get on the court. So yeah, I am not I'm not the biggest fan of the move, but at the same time I can see why it makes sense. And the Warriors definitely ain't gonna be done with the trades and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. By the way, I think you guys need to take a shot. LMAO.
Fuck!
I'm
man, I'm
still.
sorry, y'all
I
thought
feel indifferent. I don't know. I feel that I look at the perspective of this way. It's if the Wizards with the Wizards in getting Jordan Poole. If Jordan Poole is gonna be a stud in Washington, you're gonna be really kicking themselves because in my opinion, I've labeled Jordan Poole as like one of the keys to the future. Draymond Green doesn't come back. You slot in Jordan Poole into your big three. Now you have Chris Thompson and Seth Curry. Sorry, Jesus Christ, the Curry that's won a lot of championships.
My curry at the barbecue.
I mean, I know you want to. The thing that I gotta see what the Warriors are gonna do in free agency because I feel like this is like the move to trade away Jordan Poole really sounds like they need to do more because there's no way it's gonna be Chris Thompson and Steph Curry versus the world. I mean Steph Curry,
Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
There you go.
Klay Thompson. Like, there's no way those two are gonna be able to do it versus like any other. You're gonna still win a lot of games, but I really feel like when it comes to playoff time, it's gonna feel like that the Warriors are missing just like one piece to bring them over the top, and getting a guy to play on that's gonna be the sixth man. It's gonna be like the off bench guy over someone that could be in your top three. I don't know. I'd rather have the starting three over the bench.
I mean, my thing with Poole is I mean, I will say to play devil's advocate though in terms of why Poole got moved. It's I mean, yeah, like Poole is like in terms of right now, Poole in the year 2023, I think it definitely brings more to the table than Chris Paul, even if Poole's basketball IQ is not there. Like, it's definitely not there, to be honest, considering some of the moments he had in the postseason. But at the same time, like, I get the Warriors. I get it. They wanted them. it seems they want to move away from the 3-guard lineup, which, yeah, it didn't work. Like, it really just, it didn't work for them this season. I can understand wanting to move away from it. It's just, I do wonder, it's just, it will remain to be seen if how Chris Paul will embrace his role on the bench, because I think that will be that will be the key thing here, is how will he embrace it.
Also, in NBA news, my mom decided to watch the NBA draft, and she had this to say: that Adam Silver guy, he looks like the supervillain of a sports movie.
So, yeah, bottom line about yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, anyway, so bottom line about the ball trade, we ain't done yet. So we can't just look at it in a vacuum. We gotta see what we do after. Then we're gonna judge.
I feel like they're gonna make some more moves, but there's no way you're gonna look at me and say, "Oh man, we got Chris Paul. That's the upgrade." There's no way you're gonna. You can't look me in the eye and be like, "We lost the top 3. We lost one of our guys in our main 3, and we replaced him with Chris Paul, and it cost us Jordan Poole." I really hope that's not the mindset. They should make a few more moves.
He's not gonna be a main guy.
I mean, the Warriors are a smart organization. If there's any organization in basketball that knows what they're doing, it's Golden State. It will always be Golden State.
Exactly. So they ain't done yet.
Not done yet. They're not done yet, but just. Who knows? I wish the Warriors the benefit of the doubt, the goodest of luck. But it seems very high risk, high reward for Chris. It will be very high risk and very high reward, and especially if they don't get a piece back.
They need to do more. That's all. That's all.
And as for the Phoenix Suns getting Bradley Beal, I mean, I know I like to joke about, I know Nick Man, he posted a meme on Sunday about how Kevin Durant got himself another big 3. I know that I saw him posting that, and then my snarky ass is like, yeah, but what has he done with them? I mean, this is definitely going to be easily better than the big 3 that he had in the Brooklyn Nets. 2 really, egotistical, volatile guys versus, I haven't. Is Bradley Beal a diva at all, or is he just a good old player?
I can't really call him a diva or anything. I'm not gonna give him that label.
And the other guy was James Harden, who literally had to force his way out of Houston. Literally, intentionally force his way out. And the little bitch known as Kyrie Irving. For the record, I do not like Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie thinks the earth is flat. And the only thing flat is his ability to play basketball.
I mean, I'll say this with the Suns. The only reason I'm not calling it a super team is I need to see what their bench is going to be. That's genuinely
here's the I don't know. I watched way too much Colin Cowherd, but I don't think gloating about the bench really matters when it's like, what is the real thing is, what are like the 2 guys that are going to come off the bench going to look like? I don't think
they're gonna look like humans. Crazy, right?
Shut up.
They're not gonna be like Rico boys with 3 eyes and like tentacles and geez, you kind of look sloppy out there. How do you explain yourself?
Damn, this bro just killed me.
By the way, when you guys were shit talking about Kyrie, the Giants scored a home run, so that's why I said yes.
Oh, I thought it was because I made a.
Yeah, but for real though, I mean, to me, I mean, I kind of have to agree with it. I don't think you really need to gloat about a bench. Because like I look at playoff numbers, right? Realistically, only like 2 or 3 guys are actually coming off the bench and playing.
I get that, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's still important to have. It's still necessary to have, especially when it comes to, chemistry and stuff, and also the fact that, let's be real, basketball can be a brutal game, and one guy goes down, and you don't have that bench. Well, congratulations, you're going down hard.
And let's not forget,
I can agree with that because given Kevin Durant, he has had an Achilles tear. Really hasn't rounded into form since then.
You know, he just hasn't been the same since his toe knocked him out of the playoffs.
And I mean, I talk about bench mainly because the most dominant super team in NBA history, of course, the KD Warriors with Curry and Clay, obviously, they were so great. One of the big reasons they were so great was because they were so stacked on the bench.
Well, they weren't just stacked on the bench. They had Tristan
Andre
Thompson,
Iguodala.
Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Seth Curry,
Klay Thompson.
sorry, Steph
Thompson.
Curry. They had. If one of those guys went down when Durant was on that team, they were like, it was easily the next man up could easily slot into that role. And I'm not trying to
Every
like,
hole was filled.
yeah, everything was filled.
Just like your mom.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay, I would say this
You
as a
fucking-
Dubs fan. I would say this. That yes, we did have a super team. We did have 4 All-Stars, but Iguodala came off the bench, and he and Sean Livingston were kind of like the veteran leaders, and they kind of helped calm shit down when the stars weren't
But
playing.
yeah, but here's the thing: when you have 4 All-Stars,
That's true.
4
but-
All-Stars in their prime on great deals.
That's true.
Hmm.
That is true, but you have to keep in mind we drafted 3 of those guys.
Exactly. No, I'm not shaming the Warriors, but the point is the Warriors have like the Warriors dynasty is a perfect storm of events that happened.
It was.
Perfect storm. You had you had like with Seth Curry, Draymond Green, and Tristan Thompson all on like rookie
Klay
deals.
Thompson.
Sorry, Klay Thompson. Were they all on like their rookie deals?
If I remember correctly, I think Clay signed an extension. Draymond also had an extension as well, and Steph, I think that was his first extension. He was still considered injury prone, and they didn't give him that much money. So you're kind of right.
Yeah.
It's not their rookie deal, but they were like team friendly deals.
Yeah, you still have as worse as like now with the way that how super teams are constructed, like guys are on like their like almost max contracts. That seems like the other way that players have formed super teams, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
So
they signed
it's the only way to form a super team is if you're able to blow it up just at the right, if you're able to acquire good players at just the right time. And it's, what I like to think the Wizards and the Houston Rockets are hoping for is that the guys that they've drafted, enough of them are going to hit to where they're going to seem like a super team. But, people tend to forget what makes a good team, a super team, is a damn good draft class. Like Seahawks, we were supposed to be bad this year. Great draft class. Saints! I don't think if the Saints had the good draft class that they did in 2018...
2017.
Sorry, 2017, my apologies. I don't think Drew Brees finishes with the Saints. I think they trade him off. Drew Brees finishes his career with another team.
Yeah,
But
You're
draft
right.
is important, y'all. Draft is
Drafting
important.
is very important. There's teams that are accruing picks. And especially, no offense to the NBA, But I feel like it's, especially in the NBA, it feels like for a guy just draft picks to hit, it feels like I have to blindfold myself, throw a dart at the board, and whichever dart is closest to the center is likely getting the super player.
Oh, a lesser extent, the Cleveland Browns. The only reason they were able to win that playoff game is because they drafted smart.
Baker
Yep.
Mayfield, I mean, as much as
Not just Baker
agonizing and
Mayfield, but,
agitating
like,
as Baker Mayfield is, right? They had, again, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, guys that have played well. And then you have teams that have completely butchered a tank.
looking right at you, the Jets.
No, Oakland.
Oh.
Oh,
Sorry.
you mean Las Vegas Raiders?
Well, I mean, they're Oakland.
They were in Oakland. Don't try to shift your blame to another city just because, they did bad.
The Raiders. Yeah. Well, either way.
I mean,
Yeah.
What, like, the Raiders had, if you really look at just the guys that were just busts from the Khalil Mack trade, the fact that the Bears managed to do laps around the Raiders for the Khalil Mack trade. They've had picks that are mainstays on that team. Oakland got 0. I mean, unless you want to count Josh Jacobs, but then Amari Cooper you got nothing for. That's like the only other justification.
You lose. Good day to you, sir.
They got nothing. There's a cautionary tale. Yes, you can blow it up. But remember, the picks have to hit.
Don't draft TV person. Don't hire TV personalities as GMs.
Never do that. Word to the wise.
Just for any NFL owners who are Chad enough to watch this, don't do that.
Mm-hmm. I must be the only Chad owner is the Pittsburgh Steelers. For donating to Tom Grossi.
Well, I thought it was because they were one of your subscribers.
No, donating to Tom Grossi's 30 for 30 series. They're the only team that's donated.
That is very true.
So I can't shit on the Steelers. They have one free year where I root for them. Passively.
Ew, gross. That's gross. Fuck you.
Wait, what? Cheering? What's so wrong with cheering for the Steelers?
Fucking everything.
Why?
How many times do I have to fucking hear every single year? I'm not racist, but fire Tomlin. That guy. He's the only one with cars players. He's a bum. Fucking, why didn't that piece of shit Rooney, why didn't they fire him already? I can't deal with it anymore.
Is it the fan base that you can't deal with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah, Tree hates Steelers fans too, so yeah, that makes sense.
Tree is the guy who hates Steelers fans, but also says that Tomlin is past its expiration date. So I think Tree has the good middle ground there.
He really, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
There's the fact that Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is a guy that's a great coach and yet is also past his expiration date at the same time. He is kind of past it because he really hasn't been able to really I feel like Pittsburgh's in football hell.
He is to Pittsburgh what Kyle Dubas is to Toronto.
No, Kyle Dubas worked his heart out. The team did fuck all. The guy moved heaven and earth for this team. He moved the heavens and the earth, and they still Couldn't do it. I can't shame on Dubas.
I mean, I feel like I mean, the thing is, I feel like you need a longer comparison because Tomlin's been with Pittsburgh for so long now.
It's not
Like,
even
generally
with,
been
it's not even. I can't even say Marvin Lewis.
a better version of Marvin Lewis at the
Yeah.
very least. Maybe someone like I'm not sure actually what to compare it. I mean, I'd probably have to pick like a college coach to compare it in that case because there would be good similarities with long-lasting college coaches.
But yet, what college coach is gonna? It's my only comparison. Would it be like John Harbaugh in Michigan? But like he only
Jim.
has been
I
there
don't
for
know.
8 years though. He hasn't been
I don't
there
know.
really long. That long, and college coach for a college coach to last a while, you have to be like Kirby Smart or Nick Saban, and those are guys that have like a ton of success.
It's just,
Obviously it depends on what conference, what school you're
Yeah.
going to, obviously.
Because the purpose of Ohio or Michigan coaches is to beat the other guy. That's their objective in life. If they don't do that, that's like a massive failure. It's considered like they're the worst thing on the planet. Like, you get this guy off my team bad.
ew, poor.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how it exactly feels like.
Sometimes you just gotta take the pores and just
Indeed.
shove them.
Indeed. I mean, that's just how I feel though about college coaches, because unless you're like somebody that has literally completely rebuilt their football program, if you don't, get them to a bowl game or anything, your ass is gone. That's just how I feel. That's just my thing on college. What I've noticed with college coaches.
Oh, John Harbaugh with the Ravens would be a good comparison.
Ooh, yeah, that is true.
Would be. I agree.
That's true.
Yeah, that's perfectly accurate. Yeah.
And it fits that it really fits considering they're in the same division and they really came around at similar times.
Yeah. I got to agree with that. They both won their Super Bowls early, but they can't bring
They can't get over the hump again.
I mean, I'd say even just more recently, John Harbaugh has had more success than Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, cause like Harbaugh has won a playoff game more recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he has.
Indeed. That is very true.
Yeah, follow us for more truth bombs like this, gamers. We promise to be as epic as possible.
Morally, we just want to try to be give some fun, crazy stuff to everybody.
Yeah, just keep on being our little pod champs, fellas.
Yeah, fellow kings. #slay.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's how I kind of feel. You're kind of right about Mike Tomlin though. But guy couldn't get the killer bees to work together. But yet the other side is like the Steelers have never had a bad season since then. But you look around, are the Steelers really better than say the Ravens or the Bengals now, or do they need someone new? Like, I think they're just as good as Cleveland at this point. Even with...
That's sad. That is sad.
It is. I mean, Cleveland, like just look at the AFC. The AFC just keeps finding ways to be more and more stacked every year. And it's not stopping. They're not stopping.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's traditionally how an arms race goes.
Well, the fact that somehow the NFC still hasn't even gotten, like, realistically any better. Maybe, like, Carolina's a little bit better with Bryce Young, that's it.
You don't get it, bro. They have Baker Mayfield.
Oh, goody. Bakelin Mayfeld. Oh, God. Yes, Bakelin Mayfeld. Oh, boy. How could I forever get about good old...
Bro, that's fucking Sicko of the Week 14 champion Baker Mayfield to you, motherfucker.
Call me a motherfucker.
Baker
That's,
midfield.
that's MVP Baker Mayfield to you.
Mm-hmm. I don't get me wrong. Baker's had good moments, but like his last chance was with the Rams to realistically do anything together, and like let's be real, he had his chance. I said he had to win. He had, no matter what, he had to win. He had to win that game. He had to win out to prove that, yes, I still got it. Oh, sorry about that.
What else do we have to talk about?
All right, now we can move on to our minor leagues. Our youngins. Well, we can talk about baseball teams first and then go straight into our minor league teams. Because, oh, dandy. Is baseball season getting pretty exciting? Baseball season's pretty good this year. I mean, Seattle Mariners, I have one simple thing. It really feels like if there's ever a team that's just still stuck in fucking neutral, it's them. They're pitching. Sure, it's good. But like, where, it's like, you know, monkey. Where rest of team? Where the rest of the team at? You know? Where's the rest of it? Where's my hitting? And you know, baseball it's like a marathon season anyways. You can't win or lose in, you know, the first month or so, like the first few months. That's about it, you know? You can't really do much with it. But, you know, kind of at the end of the day, that's just where the manager's at. It feels like we've done so much to do so little, you know? That's just how I feel. There's just been so much done for so little to actually have happened. But, you know, yet the past 2 days, 10-2 over the Yankees and 13-1 over the Orioles. So, if there's something to be said, it's maybe, like, to be fair, it was around this time last year where they completely turned their season around. Can they do it again? Who knows?
Possible.
It's possible. Baseball is weird. I mean, it's been like this for the past 2 years, and we should be grateful that we're at like now a game under 500. So, hopefully these two are the games that finally feels like we're over the hump. But if it's not, and it's still the struggle to be 500, I don't know what's left. I ran out of.
You ran out of optimism juice.
No. It's more like bros ran out of excuses. At this point, I have no other words to describe how the Mariners can figure it out, and it's not really the end of the world too. You can stumble into the all. You can like be in neutral before when the All-Star break kicks in. You still got like maybe you adjust your approach to hitting, and you readjust everything to how you do it, and then you play. You have to win 20 more games than you lose, and then you might make the playoffs. But this is the AL, and 92 wins might not be enough this year. Especially with how good the Yankees are, the Orioles,
The Astros.
Angels, Rangers.
Well, the Angels are good, but, they still have to deal with the fact that Arte Moreno is just like a curse upon this franchise.
I mean, I'm still waiting for Art Moreno to. I'm still waiting for the annual collapse of the. I'm still kind of waiting for the annual collapse of the Angels. Like it might not happen this year, but I'm still waiting for the collapse to happen.
Well, we already had like the one of those kinds of moments from the Angels where it's like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani do something that hasn't been done in years as they get blown out by the worst team in the MLB.
I just know as they lose like 10-9 to the Royals. I mean, those do happen, but they're happening a lot less.
I'm just saying that tweet exists for a reason.
It does. You're absolutely right, it does. But the Angels, I mean, they have at least... Again, I'd rather be where the Angels are at right now in the season. Really well above 500. And you're more just waiting for the All-Star break in August, September, because that's when the real playoff run begins. I think you're really waiting for all of that to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Somebody used the door.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be good to look at the standings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just walked in the door. Don't worry, this fucking canes and stuff.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't
now
getting
would be a good
stalked.
time. Yep. No, I'm not getting stalked. I think now would be a good time to look at the standings and stuff if we want to really talk about baseball right now.
Indeed. I'll pull that up on my phone.
Oh boy. Yay.
You want to go division by division or just like
yeah,
just conference?
we'll speed. It's mostly we're gonna talk obviously more in details about our teams.
Yeah, our teams obviously, but just
Rangers. I am genuinely surprised they're this good. I talked so much shit about them.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Oh well, it happens. Houston. I mean, they have guys that have been injured, and yet they have other guys that have like completely stepped in and helped. They're without.
Astros.
They'll be fine.
McCollum's
should be alright.
out.
They'll be fine. The
I know
Angles.
McCollum's is out. I know Alvarez has had some injuries. I mean, Astros. Here's my thing with the Astros: is they're still gonna be the Astros, so they'll be fine. I just wonder if they will have that same fire as they did last season. That will be the question.
True. I'm kind of leapfrogged that curse. Angels. I mean, they've lost their. They've kind of been stagnant as of late. They've lost 3 in a row. So maybe this is the collapse, or maybe they're just a team that's also starting to get stuck in neutral.
Yeah, and I mean
they have quite the choice to make. Like they have to be. If you are the question for them, I have is where do you want this team to be during like the trade deadline? Like if this team is like only 5 games at plus 500, do you trade Ohtani? Because I don't think Ohtani is going to stay. They've closed down his arbitration, Like, this is last year he's arbitration eligible. He's at $35 million this year. He easily knows that on the open free agency market, he's going to get he's going to get paid more than Jalen Hurts Lamar Jackson. He knows he's going to make north of $50 million. Early estimates has it around $60 million.
Where is he going to go?
Anywhere. Someone's going to give him.
My thing with the Angels with Ohtani, is, someone is going to give him whatever the hell he wants. My thing is, it's like, if the Angels, are you willing to take the risk post-deadline of trying to be confident that you're going to be able to bring him back? Do you want to take that risk?
I mean, here's the thing. The easiest things to get everybody to shut up is you sign him right. Is if we get like Jeff Pessimian saying, the deal is very close. He is extremely likely going to stay in. He's going to stay and play for the Angels, because it really feels like, because there's no tag, there's none of that. He's about to enter in prime Ohtani. He's about to be super good. He's the face of baseball right now. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but he's kind of like the modern version of Ichiro Suzuki on the Mariners.
But can pitch. They're different archetypes. Ichiro was more about getting on base. Shohei Ohtani's more well-rounded as a baseball player. If you think of it, Ohtani is the most well-rounded baseball player, period. The guy's a solid pitcher. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Don't die on us.
I'm not dying. The guy's a great pitcher. The guy's a great hitter. The guy's a great outfield. He's all around a great baseball player. He's going to make your team immediately better. And most teams that will easily sign him for the price tag that he is commanding, easily has the players to rally around him. And it's going to be any team in the playoffs. Could you imagine if he goes to Baltimore, New York Yankees? Can you imagine Ohtani in New York?
The Brewers?
Maybe the Brewers.
The Giants.
I'm just saying, if Ohtani came to the Brewers, I'd probably fucking pump my pants right on stream.
Rangers, he'd be hitting in the Rangers. He'd be a hit in Houston. Seattle, with the young team around him. Oh my God! Can you imagine that five-headed pitching monster in Castillo, Ohtani, Gilbert, Kirby, and Wu or Miller, and with Robbie Ray? Have fun. Have fun with that.
See, you know what I mean about coming.
I'll say this regarding the negotiations. I want to say this regarding that real quick. There will definitely be owners willing to consider bankruptcy in order to get this man. I'm just gonna say that. In order to get this man, they will consider having to fight bankruptcy if they have to get him.
100%. I don't see the only team I really don't see him signing is the Braves.
That's just because the Braves are just
good the owner's not really keen on spending a whole lot of money. Sure, they're good, and they already are a pretty good team. I just don't think they're really interested in paying the luxury. They're like the one team that's not interested in paying the luxury tax. That's just that's just from what I've heard. Phillies, absolutely. Oh my God, the Mets. The
Mets. Well, knowing how the Mets operate, I feel like they're gonna sign a guy named Shohei Ohtani, but it's not gonna be that Shohei Ohtani. It's just gonna be some random guy off the street named Shohei Ohtani.
I don't see any sense. Maybe it's just Chicago Cubs. That's it.
Yeah, the Cubs could be one right there.
I don't see Milwaukee. I like small market team. Even I know Cubs are in the same tier, but They would be north side would be licking their chops at Shohei Ohtani. Diamondbacks, yep. Giants, Dodgers, Padres, absolutely. Would sign
St.
Ohtani.
Louis, probably.
Maybe not, but I think that St. Louis is more. They're going to be trading their top guys and reloading their farm.
Yeah, we haven't been to talk about St. Louis.
Yeah. So that's
Rip Bozo.
So there are lots of teams that are going to be willing to sign Ohtani. Absolutely. I'd love to see him in the Mariners, though. There's a real shot. There's a real shot.
Rip Bozo to the Cardinals.
Yeah. But we'll see. They could easily make the best thing for Angels fans is if we have signed an extension to Shohei Ohtani. If they're not, and they're still like 5 games above 500,
delete your franchise.
Not even delete your franchise. You really have to look at the writing wall to know that you have Boston and Seattle and Toronto on your tails. Are you sure that you want?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure you're not wanting to get the greatest haul of prospects that would better the future of your team? Or are you going to roll that dice and say, you know what? We're confident we can sign Ohtani. Because if Ohtani doesn't sign and you don't make the playoffs, everybody's going to be laughing their ass off. You have to trade Trout to get something.
By the way, fun fact about the Toronto Blue Jays. I actually went to college with one of the players on there.
Fun.
Nice. Who is it?
Dalton Varsho.
Varsho.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Alright. Mariners already said about them. Get the fuck out of neutral, please, for the love of God. The Oakland A's. Well, let me talk about the positives. They're gonna definitely win more than 29 games.
They did it.
They did it. They won 29. I mean, the really incredibly sad thing about the Oakland A's is they sold a lot of their guys, made a lot of their guys walk, and they still don't even have. Let's look at Low A. Let's look at Low A. I want to look at Low A. Last time I checked, there were 5-35. I'm looking. I need to look at Low A. I need to look at their Low A standings. I need to see Low A. Let's see. Low A. I believe that's the California League. And Stockton, 25 and 41. It's gotten it's gotten better. They were 5 and 25 and I think like 5 and 30. Yeah, that's much better. Also, congratulations to San Jose for winning the California North League. Congratulations to that.
Yes, that's our minor league team. Yes.
Yep, congratulations to that. I'm still really excited about some guys that are in Low A right now. I'm so excited about some of these guys. Let's go check the Northwest League. No, they don't play Northwest. Oh, they don't. Midwest. Let's check Midwest. Midwest. Oakland. The fuck?
Oh, the Lugnuts.
The Lugnuts. They are currently they're 31 and 34, but like they're not as bad as Wisconsin.
How's West Michigan doing?
West Michigan, Detroit. They're 32 and 33, but that's not your team. You should be caring more about Wisconsin.
Well, sorry, I care for my home team, Lucas.
Sorry, Spencer, but your youngin. I care more about your youngins. I believe they play in the Texas League, Oakland. Midland, 30 and 37. Shit. Shout out to the Arkansas Travelers, Seattle. We just clinched the first half title today. I'm happy about that. Pacific League, Oakland is 33 and 99, tied with the the Sacramento River Cats. So they're not.
In case you're wondering, regarding high A, South Bend is mid. I
stuff.
don't care about that. That's okay. As long as the prospects are doing well,
Yep.
I could care less about the record.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
I thought
same
I
here.
thought our high A team was doing better, but then again, it's just Harry Ford and a bunch of guys at this point. It's
I
Harry.
think I think our AAA team's gonna kind of suck because all the good guys went to the major leagues now.
Yeah.
Bailey's in the majors. Win is in the majors. Most excitingly, Matos is in the majors. Schmidt's been in the majors for a while, so I expect our AAA team to suck.
Tacoma, that's just where depth is. Depth players are.
Look
That's
at-
it.
I'm looking at the others. Double A, Tennessee Smokies doing all right. They're doing fine. But in the Triple A, Iowa Cubs are doing extremely well. 42 and 29. Yeah, nice to see.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, just Oakland. Their minor leagues. None of them are over 500. So to do that too. Anyways, the Rays. They could be like 500 the rest of the season and they'd be fine. They could be 500 the rest of the way. They're fine. They're making the play.
Tampa Bay, you scary.
Tampa Bay is scary. Baltimore, they're also a really good team too. They have finally been able to use good prospects. They've built a good team. Like good on Baltimore. Nice turnaround. Yankees with when you guys get Aaron Judge back, you'll be fine.
But yeah, big news, Baltimore. Bird is the word.
Mm-hmm. Bird is certainly the word. They are a lot better. Also, take good care of Adam Fraser. Even though he was only with Seattle for 1 year, take good care of him. It's good to know that after years of agonizing and being shit, yes, that's what happens when you build within. You actually have a good team. So they'll be exciting to watch. Yankees just get Judge back. You'll get Judge back after the All-Star break from what it sounds like. He might have to. He'll have to do a rehab assignment. Just survive until then. You'll be fine. Toronto, they're the really interesting one. Just given the nature of the American League right now, that's why I'm genuinely saying I don't think 90 wins is enough. I don't.
And my thing with the Blue Jays, looking at is, especially considering I looked at their contract situation. Someone like guys like Matt Chapman, they're gonna be free agents after the season. Considering Chapman's having a very strong season, I just wonder if Toronto feels like we're not good enough for this, they might consider moving him. I just wonder.
Moving for prospects. I mean, I know like they like to gloat that they're better off with Teo. Lamau Teo is like completely he's come around a nice the wall that he was around, which is really nice. Enjoy Swanson. They're not really happy with Eric Swanson. I literally told him when the trade when it happened, even during like when we were previewing it, he's not your main closer. His ERA under 1 was greatly inflated because he only played half the season and we never used him in high leverage situations. So there's that. Boston's another interesting one.
Yeah.
It's drawn on Boston. I mean, they play in like the death conference right now.
Yeah, and the thing with Boston is like their hitting is extremely good. The problem is they have zero pitching. Like genuinely, they have no pitching.
And like you don't even like, especially just again. I think you're really debating on do we try to buy at the deadline or do we just stay the course?
For the pitching, I just want to look at this real quick. Because I know Corey Kluber's basically washed now. I know he's bad now. Okay, Tanner Houck has a 13 games started. He has an ERA of 5.05. Chris Sale, ERA of 4.58. Corey Kluber, a 7.04 ERA. Yeah, this is bad. Really bad.
Yikes.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Yikes. I mean, maybe Boston can turn it around. But,
Their bullpen doesn't seem like the worst thing ever now. It seems better now, but yeah, starting pitching hasn't improved at all.
And again, I think also in the second half, Boston was like up like a couple games over 500, and just after the All-Star break, they fell apart. Completely fell apart. So.
And speaking of things that have not even taken to the All-Star break to completely fall apart, yeah, I honestly feel like not even worth talking about this AL Central, genuinely.
Minnesota
This division's
Tees, Lamau, Cleveland Guardians, Lamau, Detroit. Okay, one genuine question I have for the Detroit Tigers. How can you be so bad for so long without having maybe one or two prospects that can even to change the face of your future?
The Tigers right now are literally stuck in
They have
baseball
one. They have one. The one guy I think is worth anything at all, and his name is Spencer Torkelson. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because I'm from Michigan. My name is Spencer, so obviously I'm gonna like him. But you get my point.
Yeah. Maybe.
And then the White Sox are ready to nuke things, and the Royals are just bad.
They have Bobby Witt Jr. Has he been not good this year?
Oh, I think he's been fine. It's just for some reason it's just
Literally
like,
everybody
I know the Royals
else.
have prospects, but like, good God, this team is terrible. I mean, their pitching it's as bad as you could imagine. I genuinely don't think any of their starting pitchers have an ERA below 4.
Ooh, my God.
So yeah,
yeah.
Chicago White Sox, Lamau, and Kansas City Royals. Lamau.
Weren't the Royals worse than the Ace at one point?
Yeah.
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 I'm just dumbfounded. Because, if any team that should be showing some competitive viability, it should be Detroit and the Royals. And they're exactly where they have been where they've always been. At the bottom. Alright.
Well, not always. Remember
Right.
the 2000s.
Braves, they're good. They should be fine. Miami, I think they're starting to finally feel the competitive team for once. $1 million question. Will their owners invest in said competitive team?
That's a big question.
Big
and I've
question.
usually always been no.
Phillies, are you preparing to offer Ohtani the bag?
And that's a deep drive into left field by Castellanos, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
Leslie, it hasn't always been about the money, Spider-Man. It's always been about the Mets, baby, the Mets. And I'm surprised they have their average salary this year is $400 million. And they're, let me look, 34-41. I remember when the Mariners had one of the higher salaries in the MLB for the time. I remember when they had a $100 million payroll, 100 lost season, league laughing stock. I remember that. I remember that season. Yeah, spending on free agency doesn't mean shit if you don't have prospects to fill it up with. And no amount of Edwin Diaz would have saved them this year.
Yeah.
Meet the Mets.
Bad.
Meet the Mets.
The
Step right up and meet the Mets.
I'm looking at look at the record right now, 34-41. There's the fact that there's another Metting in place. This might actually have been the most Metting of a baseball season that I have seen. Like, good Lord, this is just bad. Nationals, you're waiting for a new ownership. Enjoy your prospects. Look to your farm. That's all I can say for the Nationals. Look at your farm. Look to the farm. Look at all 6 leagues, all 6 tiers. Something's bound to happen.
Something's bound to happen. Let's talk about the hottest team in baseball right now.
The Reds. Holy shit.
They are,
Never
like,
have
on
I
fire.
thought ever in my life would I ever see the Reds win 12 games in a row.
Why do I keep making your mom jokes? What is wrong with me?
It's okay, Spencer. I cracked a lot of submarine jokes today. I couldn't stop. They had to pull me aside to say, dude, just stop. We get it. You're an asshole. But yeah. Holy shit, De La Cruz. This is why they should have.
Yeah.
He should have made the day one roster. Because you would have gotten they would have got an extra first round pick. He's gonna definitely be rookie of the year, but they're only gonna get an extra second round pick because they didn't start him right away.
They're playing the long con, Luke. They knew what they were doing.
I'd rather have the higher
in a row.
round pick. I'd rather have the higher
years in
round
a
pick.
row.
Seattle will have
The
two.
last time.
We're in the end game now.
There's Seattle's two firsts because of Julio Rodriguez. Two firsts.
I want to say this. The last time the Reds had a longer single-season winning streak was 1899.
Yep.
All right. So,
100%. 100%.
So, instead of talking about the Milwaukee Brewers here, because I'm gonna say the same things most people have always said about the Milwaukee Brewers. You know, stuff like, "Oh, they're pitching, it's so good, but they're hitting. I can't stand their hitting." Instead, I'm gonna talk about the fact that ABC has foolishly decided to kick Nate Silver out of 538, and they did not know he held the patent to his own algorithms, and because of that, 538 Sports is now no more. So F's in the chat for...
That's in the chat right there.
Damn. I mean, because the thing about what the Brewers should at least be excited, the current top prospect in baseball is currently in the Milwaukee Brewers organization.
Right.
They have two players in the top 20 right now. One of them, I think number 20 is in AAA right now. And technically, the other one can get called up at any time. Most prospects, at least depending on certain organizations, they'll skip AAA. Many top prospects should skip AAA, especially if the Brewers think that it's going to help them. Absolutely, they should start. If they need hitting, look to your farm. Call up your prospects like now. You need to have an answer for Cincinnati, especially in your division. If you think you've got two prospects that are ready to go, and I think they've got two that are ready to go, call them up. Call them up. If they're not ready, they can go back to AAA. But it's time to start seeing what these young kids have.
Let them cook.
Especially if they're gonna make the playoffs. I looked at their prospect pool. They got two guys that can play. They're all hitters. Based on unless you're like solid at certain positions. I don't see how you just don't start playing these guys right now. That's how I see. I see as Milwaukee needs to call up their reinforcements. And...
Yeah, call up their reinforcements, I think, and maybe see what the market is for Christian Yelich.
No, because if you're not trading Christian Yelich unless you're serious about making the playoffs, because then you're not going to call up your prospects. You're only calling your prospects to reinforce your roster. If you think that both these guys can play major league minutes right now, you're
Right
not
now.
trading Yelich. You'd be foolish to trade Yelich. You're trading Yelich, just saying, yeah, we're not gonna make the playoffs this year. Then you trade Yelich. But then, who's gonna bite on a guy that's just average? You know?
I guess we'll keep Christian around.
I think you keep Yelich.
Yeah.
You keep Yelich around. I'd say start to call up these two kids right now. They are ready. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, I think it is time for a youth revolution in Milwaukee.
It is. You got, especially when you got two prospects in the top 20. It's time you reinforce. This team needs reinforcements today.
Yeah, youth is always good. Youth is always good. I can say that.
All right, Nick. We got the Cubs, my pal, my bro.
Yes, the Cubs. Couple of weeks ago, this team was looking dead in the water. Not gonna lie, I know it's saying something considering it's only like 62 games through the season, but 26 and 36 through 62 games, that was really bad. That was really bad. Things were not looking good, but since that record, the Cubs have gone 10-2. So there's definitely been a rejuvenated life inserted into the blood of this Cubs team. And I will say this regarding the Cubs. You know, when you look at the batters and the pitchers on here, I mean, the Cubs, I feel like, are a team that feels like they should be better than 2 games below 500. I mean, especially when you have guys like Marcus Stroman, which, let's be real, Stroman is looking like a serious NL Cy Young contender right now. He's been, honestly, the best player on this team this season. But like regarding like that, it's like, I mean, our pitching, like I like where our pitching's at, even with a certain starter still not being good at all. And our batting, it's like, yeah, there's like, our batting is good. Like there's some area like it's like there's really like, I mean, it's not really any power sluggers or anything, especially considering like Backward Wisdom has really cooled off. But I'll get into the youth and like the prospects that the Cubs have in a bit. Like I'll get into that, especially because there's honestly, I feel like there is a good amount to talk about with the Cubs compared to what other people think there really is. But I will say this. I will always say this with the Cubs this season. Christopher Morel should have been on the day one roster. Like he really should have been on the day one roster because he has been the best hitter on this team without question.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Morel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been great.
I mean, now especially with baseball, with the new CBA, you're more encouraged. You're more encouraged to start guys right away, like to not stagnate their playtime. You are encouraged to start them right away. You're rewarded with more draft picks. I still feel like you have to get, like, there's still this old-timey organization that you have to delay these kids as young as possible. I hope in the next CBA they can really, really change that nature of it. But I once baseball just shakes that nature of it, because it will make the game truly better when you put kids that are ready to play baseball on the opening roster. Don't let them rot in the minors. Play them.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Gotta play them. Gotta play these kids, man.
Yeah, it's not like... Yeah, don't be the Ken Holland Red Wings.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I hope the Cubs can turn around. Because the NL Central might start turning around. It might be a really competitive division soon, but it might also just be the Comedy Central, too.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
speaking
well,
of
there's a
Comedy
reason.
Central,
There's a reason. Hold on. There's a reason the ownership also stated that there is they are buyers right now, so that's good to hear.
That's good to hear.
also,
Yes.
Pittsburgh, Lamau.
Weren't they like 21 and like 9 at some point?
That was like during May.
Now, since then, 14 wins and 31 losses.
So yeah, Pirates, Lamau.
Went from first to literally fourth in just over a week. By the way. Hope
Well,
people know
also,
that.
big important to note, Mariners, they went 13 and 3. Just don't ask how the rest of the season went.
Yeah.
I know that that's happened to the Mariners
Yeah.
before. But hopefully they can. They're fucked. And the
And then
Cardinals.
we have the St. Louis Cardinals. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Lamau.
That's
They're
the
gonna
Cardinals.
blow. They're gonna blow it up. Look to your farms. Look to your farms,
Yeah.
kitties.
Ha ha ha.
As for the Diamondbacks, oh my god, I'm so happy with the Diamondbacks. I'm so happy that Kyle Lewis is. I hope that Kyle Lewis has a good role with the Diamondbacks.
Respect the snack.
I will respect the snack. They actually have a really good team. They're leading the AL West.
NL West.
Sorry,
NL
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 West.
West.
Sorry,
NL.
NL West. It's good for Arizona. It's really good. Really happy for them, and I look forward to seeing Kyle Lewis when we play the Diamondbacks again.
Yeah,
I
and
really
Corbin Carroll
liked
is
Kyle
amazing.
Lewis. I knew we had to trade him. Broke my little heart, but I'm happy to see that he's on a really good competitive team. I'm happy to see that.
I suppose-
Dodgers, stop
your heart
fucking
and-
crying. You can't win every single fucking game. Cry
Well,
me
you
a
know-
river. You're never getting rid of Dave Roberts.
I
Like-
suppose better to break your heart than break your dick, you know?
Yeah. You're not getting rid of Dave Roberts. That's not going to happen.
Quit having these pie in the sky visions,
Yeah.
homie.
You're not. It's not,
Yeah.
bro. Just. It's okay. It's not happening.
Yeah, we swept y'all. Haha.
You
we're getting
can't
there.
win every game. Okay. You can't have your ace or closer play every game. That's not how baseball works. You of all people should know the right time to play good baseball is September. Why play good baseball in
You know,
June? You're
it's like-
above 500. You're literally where I would love to be at right now.
No way, bro. The best time to play good baseball is all the time. Yeah.
Given the nature of baseball, I hear this with Yankees fans too. Shut the fuck up. You're fine.
Sorry about using that annoying ass voice, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Dodgers. You'll be fine. What should matter is the playoffs, not the regular season. Especially the amount of times if you've had 100+ winning seasons and been eliminated in the first fucking round.
Remember that time you got eliminated by the fucking Nationals, bro?
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter how many 100-win seasons. You're just getting ready for the playoffs. That's it. Giants, Aiden.
Alright.
It is your turn,
Listen
my
up.
friend.
Listen up, y'all. So,
Oh no, another Chris
About-
Pratt.
So about the Giants. So it started out, the season started out like, how most typical, how people were like, oh my god, sky is falling, oh my god, we didn't do enough, oh my god, we should just blow it up. I mean, it's not that we were bad, it's just that we were, mid, probably below average, but, we started the season quite poorly. But, let me tell you what happened. The month of June happened. And then we started calling up guys, Casey Smith, Patrick Bailey, Luis Matos, and recently Keaton Wynn. We started calling up the young guys, and look what happened. I don't want to toot my horn, but we were the best team in baseball the past June. Best record over the past month. And a certain few things can be attributed to that. Number one, a change in offensive approach. Back then, I remember calling the Giants offense, they're either James Bond or Beavis and Butthead. Like back then they'd be like, oh my god, we score like 10 runs, and the next game they wouldn't score shit. That was basically the Giants offense back then. You don't know what you're gonna get. Either they score in bunches or they don't score at all. However, recently Kepler changed the approach. Instead of relying on the long ball all the time, we've been playing a bit more small ball, kind of like the Giants teams of the even year dynasty. One thing to notice about the Giants teams, the even year dynasty, is that they played small ball. They did there were still big boppers like Posey, Sandoval, but the Bochy teams were, built around small ball, getting people on base, driving those people in for RBIs. And recently we've been doing a lot more of that, which means our offense has been more consistent. Special mention goes to some guys that I think have been our standout guys. Patrick Bailey has been our starting catcher despite being, a rookie. Um, JD Davis has been a clutch hitter. Same goes for Yastrzemski. Hope he gets well soon. Lamont Wade has been excellent at this leadoff role. Hit for some power as well. Got the 100th smash hit. And, Jock Peterson still steady. Schmidt's defensively great, but he needs to work on his batting. Um, Matos has been a revelation. He's having a bad game today, but that's not distracted from the fact he's been one of the better young players on this team. As for the starting pitching, Webb is still Webb, pretty good. Cobb is having a career year. Wood, he requires a lot of run support. Stefani is solid, and the fifth starter spot, we probably are gonna have like a young guy take that spot. But people are saying Kyle Harrison, but I think I check his minor league stats, he's been okay. Maybe he'll do better in the pros, but I think he needs a bit more seasoning. That being said, our bullpen is not a dumpster fire like it was last year. Caval isn't the only one who's doing work. Tyler Rogers is better now. Brebia has been good before he got injured.
Taylor Rogers.
Taylor Rogers has been pretty solid.
Which is actually a really good segue into talking about our last team, because one of the players that got traded for this player was Taylor Rogers, and that of course is Josh Hader and the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Fun thing that the
Oh, yeah, by the
Padres should always be known for is how they fund everybody else.
Yeah, thanks for Taylor, Padres.
Thanks for Ty France.
By the way, one more thing I gotta say. Apart from our youth and apart from our change offensive approach, thank you to what's his face. There's like a Giants player who on the Astros. Let me look him up again.
Meow? Fellers?
Huh? Hey, I'm still here.
Oh yeah. Mauricio Dubon. I remember earlier this season, he basically trashed the Giants organization, said that he was I think being lied to or something, or he didn't really have the best of time there, or like he wasn't treated well by the Giants. Let's just say the Giants took it seriously, and ever since he made his comments, we've been the best team in baseball. So thanks to Bon. Thank you very much for our hot streak. Anyways, on to the Padres.
Lol, Padres.
Thanks for
Fuck you,
funding-
Haterade.
Thanks for giving us an actual competitive team. Enjoy. Enjoy. I have zero sympathy for you.
By the way, you know what I know the Padres for? 2 straight bullpen blowouts in this week. 2 straight times their bullpen all but shit themselves.
Yeah, go
First
fuck
time-
yourself, Haterade, for the way you, shat your way out of the Brewers, bro. Fuck
To be
you.
fair, Hader wasn't in the first game. The first game, it was basically they're resting Hader, they're basically resting their best relievers, and the Giants just absolutely they blew like a 4-0 lead. And the next game, Hader gave up a walk-off walk.
Yeah,
I am
I saw
still
that.
Oh my god.
I am flabbergasted.
You're welcome,
That's
Brewers fans. You're welcome.
I am pretty stunned by that. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Holy crap, Lois.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey,
You
Lois,
know what's
remember
not
this time?
shocking? The Rockies being last. Oh wait, finish the joke.
Well,
Oh, man.
let's put it simple. Your owner just doesn't give a shit. Done. That's it.
Yep, goodbye.
Bye.
You are the
Yeah.
weakest link. Goodbye.
Get your owner. Tell your owner to sell the team.
You're literally
I mean, who the-
so bad I forgot you exist.
You're in the second most competitive division in baseball, and your owner doesn't give a shit. That's all I can say.
Like I said, I literally forgot about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is in that team, anyways?
Like, it's not Carlos Correa. It's the other.
McMahon, Ryan McMahon, Chris Bryant, Charlie Blackman. That's really about what I can name.
Yeah.
You know what's
Old
really
good
sad?
baseball
They have a good-
players.
They have a
Your
good coach, but
urinating
that's
tree would
it.
probably be a better player than
Yeah.
most of these guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you're doing some bad practice, I'm sure it can hit better than half of the Rockies.
That's true.
Brandon Perna probably.
Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, Perna should join the Rockies. He's from Denver, so you're perfect.
Well, like, let's be realistic. If there's any clown organization in the state of Colorado, it's the Rockies.
Yeah.
Like, what have they done? Even the Broncos have made the Super Bowl. Even the Broncos try to field a competitive team. What the fuck is their excuse?
You know what the Rockies remind me of? The Rockies remind me of the Jaguars before Trevor Lawrence. And I include before Trevor Lawrence, even with the Urban Meyer shit show, because the Jaguars were basically the most forgotten team. They were the forgotten locale. The Rockies are the forgotten locale of baseball.
It's true. Very true. Start chanting your owner to sell the team.
The Rockies are the Columbus Blue Jackets of baseball.
So it's funny to me because the Rockies owner, if I'm pretty sure, is like one of the poorest owners in baseball. He's not even a fucking billionaire. It's like, why do you have this guy owning your team?
I mean, it doesn't help the kind of... who knows? But, in summary, yeah, tell your owner to sell the team. He might be a billionaire. That should motivate his ass.
Yeah.
Or
Let's be honest.
Try and be a billionaire. Stop suffering from skill issues.
Yep. Indeed. And now, we go on to the four of us and my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects in baseball. The youngins. The youngins.
Oh boy, we got a lot of youngins.
The youngins in the minor leagues. Ranging, as of course, the none of us have any teams that are in the Florida Complex League. They're all in the Arizona Complex League. Giants are in the Complex League. Do we play the Giants in the... And do we play you in the... Do we play the Giants in spring training? Hold on, I can actually check. Arizona Complex League.
Yeah, I'm trying to check.
Oh yeah, Diamondbacks have 2 teams. You have 2 teams too. Yeah, you got 2 teams. Some people have 2 teams.
We got the black and the orange team.
Yeah, Orange is 3-11 LMFAO. Diamondbacks have 2 teams. That's all that's it. That's all the teams have 2 teams. Yeah. Mariners, I like our Arizona League Complex team. It's doing good. It's doing good. There are from anywhere from the Dominican Summer League to the AAA. There's prospects bound to be found. There's nothing that I've heard in our Dominican team this year. There was 3 names that I heard last year that were really, really good. 2 of them are in low A. The other is in the Arizona Complex League. I'm gonna probably just talk about 6. I'm gonna go with my top 6 guys that I've kept an eye on this year. There's other players that have done very well in AAA. AA looks really good again. Perlander Boria is a really good reliever. Another really good one. We tried out Juan Then. He's now in AAA. We've tried out guys. I think our farm system has rejuvenated. Emerson Hancock, literally the guy should be in the majors right now. I think he's the prospect that gets traded at the deadline if the team does see so, if they feel like it fits. Top 6 guys currently in our farm system. Number 6. As if the Mariners needed another good starting pitcher. Am I right, fellas? As if we needed another starting caliber pitcher in our farm. Tyler Cleveland in low A. The dude's been amazing. Dude has been amazing this year. Dude's been. Let me pull up his stats this year. Let me pull up this guy's stat. Tyler Cleveland. I'm really high on this guy. Sure, you know, he's got an over 5.4 ERA, but in more of his games, he's been doing much better in his recent appearances. And, you know, especially with pitching, it's a mixed bag. I mean, ERAs can be really high in the minors. But like, once you are able to control that, they'll be able to do very well. He's probably not going to make... He's going to be probably a bit of ways out. But this guy, I like what I see in him. I see a really good potential in him. Yeah, just if the Mariners just needed another. He was our 14th rounder too, so go to show you can find anywhere. But yeah, Tyler Cleveland's a guy I'm really high on. Another guy I'm really high on is... Let's look at our infielders. Cole Young. Our first round pick from last year's draft. Man, oh man, can this kid play ball. Young and is a superstar. He currently, right now, his career in the minors, he's slugging 287, his OPS is 407, slugging 433. This year, 267, he's done okay. It's pretty good. He's done pretty good. He's been a very good player. He's probably going to spend the rest of the year in low A, and he's going to go to high A. I think high A is going to be the really key to see if he's going to take like that next step. But he's also, I think, the number 67th prospect in MLB's top 100 guys. I like what I see in this kid, especially as the Mariners. They're going to need that long-term infield help. Cole Young, and especially hitting too. Yep, Cole Young will do. I can't wait to see Cole Young. He's going to be a bit of ways away, but love this kid. Another guy.
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
Michael Ariano. This, like, the Mariners have, this guy is like the next Julio-esque prospect in our system, and I'm so disappointed that he's not being as hyped as he is right now. Right now, in his first fulls in DCL, he hit 314 in the Dominican Summer League last year. This year, he spent a week in the Arizona Complex League, and he's mostly spent his time in low A. He's hitting 409. I do not understand this guy. There needs to be more things talked about Michael Ariano. This guy is a stud in the making. He is as high. He's going to be as highly ranked as Julio is. He is 18-2. Mm-hmm. There needs to be more talked about this guy. He is amazing. He is probably like going to be our top prospect by the end of this year. I am so excited. I am so fucking excited about this guy. I love him. I can't wait to, like, the fact that we found another Julio in our farm system. Chef's kiss. Last player for the Mariners, Gabriel Gonzalez. Another really young player that's slashing 345 in low A right now. Not as high as Julio is, but he's done pretty well. You can't forget about Gabriel Gonzalez as well. The key thing, especially to him, is seeing how well he's going to do in high A, especially him and Cole Young. I want to see how well they're going to do in high A. That's going to be like the telling signs of like, do we kind of just wait on these guys to hit the majors? Because I don't want to trade any of these guys away at all. Because the Mariners need help. Maybe Gabriel might be the trade target, but I like Gabriel. He's done very well this year. He's had lots of strings where he's had consistent hitting games with long hitting streaks. This kid is good. This kid can ball. I wonder if he's going to get a promotion soon. He's probably the one guy that could make the jump to Everett, but we'll see. We'll see. But, if there's not a whole lot of rush. He's an outfielder. Mariners have really good players in the outfield. But, Modesto's been really fun to keep an eye on this year. Really, really fun. It's been really fun. Last player I have. There's two more. One of them is going to be like really, really quick. It is Lorenzo Montoyes. He is somebody to also keep an eye on, but he's in the Arizona League circuit. I think he might spend 2 years in there. Or he might get to low A by the end of the season. We'll see. Ariana's somebody really high on. He might not be really high on some lists quite yet, but he's someone to keep an eye on. He had a really good summer in the Dominican Summer League. There was Ariano and Lorenzo. Both of them had stellar seasons in the Dominican Summer League, so really good. Last player, it is, of course, the highest prospect player. It is the guy that was literally team of Great Britain. Someone that, as much as I like Cal Raleigh, I love Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh is my dude.
Is he the dumper?
Big Dumpy. But does Harry Ford have a better ceiling than Big Dumpy right now? He's doing okay in high A right now. I don't think he's going to get the jump to double A. But Harry Ford is somebody that even last year I said this is somebody that might get traded. He might get traded at the deadline. He's a good slugger. He's kind of taken a step back this year. In high A, he's only hitting 246. But he's really good OPS. His OPS is 805. I like his OPS. Who knows? I mean, he's done very well, but if Harry Ford has a bigger ceiling than Cal Raleigh, do the Mariners trade Cal Raleigh and keep Harry Ford, or is Harry Ford gone at this deadline? That's another guy to keep our eye on. We're going to see a lot more of him in spring training next year. But those are 6 Mariners that are in low A or in the Arizona Complex League that are certainly keep an eye on. I think it's incredible that the Mariners have managed to reload their farm system. Of course, their Double A are the first half champions, so I think they've clinched a playoff spot in Double A. I believe. I don't know how the minor league playoffs work. They're also confusing. But I'm really excited about the Mariners prospects. They've managed to reload it again. And I can't wait to see more of Modesto this summer. Modesto's going to be if anything, Modesto's been a very fun team to keep an eye on. So I can't wait. That is the Seattle Mariners Youngin Report. That's my Youngin Report. Who wants to do their next Youngin Report?
I can do it. Hold off. Alright, so yeah. So I'm gonna look so much like so first I'm gonna take a look at our minor league standings. So let's start out with the Dominican Summer League. We are the Giants black is top of their division. And they're Then 3, the Orange has been less impressive, 8-6, middle of the pack. So I kind of forgot how this goes, how the playoffs go, but the
I believe
DSL were fine.
I believe playoffs are pretty standard. I think
Yeah.
the Dominicans in Arizona, it's they have like a normal playoffs, but like low A, high, but like the A's are like completely different.
So yeah, so for the Arizona League, on the other hand, the black team for the Giants doing pretty swell, third in their division, ACL East. Now the Orange team, on the other hand, yeah, last place, not good.
Oof.
Then we move to Single A. San Jose, they won their division. Then again, each division only has like 4 teams, so well, I'll take
I
a
mean,
W. So yeah,
anything that I've noticed is like West, like the West. Usually the Western teams in baseball. I really feel like they have a really limited experience when it comes to games because until they've reached like Double A, they don't see any different. They see the same team over and over again. Like you'll see Fresno, you'll see Modesto, Stockton, San
pretty much.
Jose, Rancho Coca, Island Empire, Lake Elsinore, and Philadelphia.
yeah.
I can't just pronounce that.
Visalia.
Visalia.
So yeah.
Like you'll see them a lot, but like you won't see anybody else. Like that's California. Look at Carolina. Carolina, you have like 12 teams that you're going to be playing. Florida,
Yeah.
same thing. 10. Florida's got 10.
The Midwest League too.
That's high A. This is
Oh,
low.
never mind.
So now move on to High A for the Northwest League. We're actually second, tied with Everett. So Luke,
tied with
we're gonna be
us.
seeing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We
Unfortunately,
see a
we're-
lot of. Because like there's only 6 teams, one division, and we keep seeing a lot of each other. Like the
Yeah.
Vancouver Canadians are only here because of Toronto. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hit
Anyways.
the Canadian market. You gotta hit the Canadian market, but
Yeah.
like you go to like
Yeah.
the South Atlantic League, literally has double the teams, and
Yeah.
then Midwest again double the teams.
Based West Michigan Whitecaps.
Unless literally
Yeah.
unless it's these teams will only play the teams in their division like real West teams. They're not gonna like Arizona, Angels, Seattle, San Francisco. They're not gonna see a whole lot outside of those teams in the system. So kind of hard to gauge. It's kind of a hard gauge.
Yeah. So now continuing on to the Double A Eastern League. Now, if you notice, our Single A and our Rookie League teams are actually pretty good, but when it comes to the Eastern League, the Giants, Double A affiliate, the Richmond Flying Squirrels are, going down. But the thing is, like, by the time you reach Double A, you're pretty much just preparing guys for the majors. So like, it's whatever. We're pretty much rushing our young guys in because of injuries and because we want to get younger. So kind of makes sense. And then we move on to AAA, Pacific Coast League, dead last in the division, tied with the fucking Las Vegas Aviators, which is the A's affiliate.
I mean, if you
Then
like,
again-
if you like, one thing you really I love about the PCL, it's not it's a very it's not the common commodity where high scoring games take place. Like especially before the pitching clock, you could have high scoring games go 5 hours, easily. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
there's some like home run heavy ballparks like in El Paso. It's Reno, like those like are like definitely home run ballparks.
Yeah. So yeah, moving on. Like our AAA league team is not really that good, but that's because 2 of our good guys went to the Giants major league team already, pretty much.
But
you know, they're just
what about your youngins? Who are your youngins that you want to keep an eye on that are in the A's or the rookie circuit?
all right. So now we're gonna bring our attention to the youngins. So now, from single A, we have a good outfielder like A plus Grant McCray. He's been he is a he's a decent guy. Been doing pretty well from the outfield, but then again, you know, our outfield, we pretty much already have our main guy in the majors, Matos. He's already been promoted, so he's pretty fast and he's been good at stealing bases. And you know, there's talk about him, you know, becoming a good outfielder, but you know,
I like
still a ways to go. But
I like looking at these ones. You might. How's your shortstop looking like? What's your shortstop position looking like?
so for shortstop, the thing is like our best shortstop or our best shortstop prospect is pretty much a major leaguer now, Casey Schmidt, and our second
Okay.
best Marco. Our second best Luciano is in the Flying Squirrels. He's Double A. Thing is with Luciano is he probably was gonna have a position change unless they're planning to put Schmidt at third, because they say his arm is better suited for like third base or right field. So yeah, Luciano. I mean, he's probably gonna stick around if we decide to put Schmidt at third. Actually, we might have put Schmidt at third because I think Spyro might be third or second. So barring a barring like, you know, unforeseen circumstances, we might see Luciano having a position change before he reaches the majors. Next shortstop, Everson Artiaga with UG. He's been a pretty aggressive hitter, and you know, he's a great playmaker, and you know, he has the opportunity to become a great guy, but you know, he's still, you know, in single A. Hoping to see more out of him, but he's doing pretty good. Let's see, who else am I trying to look at right now? Yeah, most of our good guys are pretty much in AAA, AA, or the majors.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens after this year when they reshape things. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on.
Yeah, but there's a guy in San Jose that I'm looking forward to is Reggie Crawford. He's a great pitcher, and he's currently our 8th ranked prospect, and they're saying good things about him. He's got great power, and he's also, you know, here's the best part. He's a two-way player. He can bat as well. Unfortunately, he's better as a pitcher than as a batter, so we'll see. So let's see who else. So yeah, in terms of our top prospect is a AAA guy, Kyle Harrison. I mean, I'm saying he'd be making his Giants debut soon because, you know, injuries and stuff. But I mean, he did say ERAs in the minors tend to be a bit higher, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his ERA is
Yes.
4.50. His
Well,
ERA is 4.53. He
Usually-
might not be ready.
Usually, a lot of minor league pitchers, they're gonna have, given the nature of them trying to really figure it out. You'll see a lot of pitchers. They tend to just like, even then, you look at Brian. I look at Brian Wu. Like, he had again over 4 ERA, but he was MLB ready, and kind of is, but kind of isn't. It's the nature of minor leagues. It's just you're dealing with a lot of not clean infielding. You're dealing with a lot of choppy defenses in comparison. Where
Fair enough.
you just want to keep an eye on guys that are just being able to, like, who can spin gems and not force a lot of bad starts. Because most pitchers, like, a really good stat line is, you know, if they can go, like, can they go, at this point, what you want to see them do, you want to see them go, like, 7 innings. Can they go 7 innings, like 6 innings consistently enough to where you might promote them? If they can't, then they're still going to be there. It's more to work through work through their guys. You just gotta, can you do that? Yes or no?
Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, this Harrison guy so far he's only been throwing like usually like 3 to 5 innings. He is not yet ready for the majors. He's our top prospect right now, which is odd given that our number 3 prospect is already in the majors. But fingers crossed. They say he has a good like he has a good breaking ball. He's able to make batters miss. I just hope he can translate to the major league level. But I'll give him a few more minutes in the oven before saying he's like ready.
I mean, usually really good pitching. If they're a really good pitching prospect, they will soar through them. You can soar through the minors. Like Miller wasn't even in our minor league system for a year. He wasn't even in the system for a full year. He's playing in the majors right now. Wu, I think, spent a year and a half. So there are guys that will literally just skip straight to the majors if they're a pitching. If they can pitch, they will go to the majors. A really good litmus test too is spring training. They'll often bring him as like the 6th or like the 5th starter, or they'll get like 2 or 3 innings. You can really see like if they can throw gas or like have nasty pitches, they will go to the majors. Absolutely. Miller has a fastball that people can't hit. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say our minor league system is, it's in a state of flux. The best guys in the higher levels are pretty much ready to go to the majors, whereas the guys that are in the double or triple A and the single A, they're getting there. So we're building something special, and that's what I like. We're keeping up the youth, and that's great.
I really want to see
Yeah.
what prospect lists are gonna look like at the end of this year, because mostly I think the rule is if they are graduates, like for somebody to graduate, they have to play in the majors. They have to stay for some time. I think Miller's graduated from the list. I think Wu's still yet to graduate officially. So we'll have to see how things happen. But minor leagues are really weird. It's organization dependent, especially if you are buyers at the deadline. Top prospects do get shipped off.
True. So anyways. So right now the prospects who haven't graduated officially yet, but I think will be graduated at the end of the year. For some reason, Patrick Bailey still listed as a prospect, even though he's like our starting catcher right now. So I expect him to graduate. Yeah. Matos, I think he's been good offensively. Had some rough games, but overall, great outfielder, great replacement for Haniger. I expect him to graduate. Who else? Keaton Wynn's been a solid reliever for us, and he's doing pretty well. So you might see him graduate, especially if he still have a bunch of injuries. Elliot Ramos, he would have graduated, but he got injured. Waits, I think, has been called up a few times, and he's been solid. So I expect a bunch of guys from our list to graduate, especially because like I said, we're going youth first, youngins. So yeah,
it's good to hear. Good to hear. It sounds like, I mean, I like that the Mariners reloaded the Giants have a good core. They have some really good guys. Like the one guy I'd keep an eye on Grant McCray. I think Grant McCray, Everson, Ortega. He might be one that's going to get traded. Again, you used to mention Reggie Crawford. Any pitcher that's in the rookie leagues right now to see if they have stuff that is just going to piss missile them straight to the majors.
Gotcha.
Likely might not. You have a 17-year-old that's playing in the Dominican leagues in Rainer Arias. So
nice.
You'll see. You got a nice injection of youth. Got a nice injection of youth. I like to. I can't wait to see more. Who wants to go next?
I shall go next for this time. I shall represent
Alright.
the Cubs and their youngins. So for my presentation for this, I will be talking about 3 of the Cubs minor league teams. Their AAA team with the Iowa Cubs, their AA team with the Tennessee Smokies, and their High A team with the South Bend Cubs, because I feel like for right now, these 3 teams present the most interesting options in terms of the future of the Chicago Cubs, the prospects they have, and, what's happening with these, very promising prospects for the most part. Now, I would start with, for the Iowa Cubs, I will start with the fact that right now, Matt Mervis, who did make his debut in MLB for a bit, he was sent back down to Iowa very recently, which he's doing very well again. I mean, in terms of looking at the full season stats for the Iowa Cubs, the 2 best hitters for them have been Christopher Morel, which obviously easy to see why he's in the majors right now, and Matt Mervis, Matt Mervis, obviously our number 6 prospect, basically our first baseman for the future. I hope he goes back up real soon. I mean, he's showing once again with his performances in Iowa as of late that, yeah, he's got the hitting ability. I mean, yeah, he had some rookie struggles, but at the same time, I feel like that will go away with more playing time.
What was he slashing in the big leagues?
Let me look at this, Matt Mervis. Okay, I'm gonna pull up both of these because I'll pull up both. I'm gonna pull up both the minor league stats, but also the big league stats. I know the website for this. That's the overall. Well, hopefully it has the. Where is it? Up here it is. That's. Okay. Hang on now. Really?
Because I have experience with guys that go up and down to the majors.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the minor league site to actually give me what I want here.
What was it? It was first Matt Mervis.
But I'll give you some. I will give you some stats here in terms of like.
Oh,
MLB,
167, 242, 289.
Yeah.
Kelnick numbers.
Like as I said, it was rough, but like at the same time, I feel like he will improve over time. Which I mean, hey, showing in Iowa, he can still fucking
290, 405, 553. Big one? The big one, the OPS, 938.
Yeah, he has hitting power in Iowa. He's had strong hitting power in Iowa, so that's something to note with him.
A very Kelnick-like player. You want to keep him in Iowa the rest of the season. I think what the Cubs could do. Kelnick Wells. I've experienced with Kelnick in this shit. You're might see him in like middle of August, and that's gonna be the real kind of the test to where you're gonna see a complete different approach in Matt Mervis and how he approaches the plate, and we'll see if that a critical adjustment that he makes will be enough to stick around to the majors. That's gonna be a real litmus test, and
I mean that will be a test. The big reason he got sent down in the first place was basically because Cody Bellinger's having to play first base right now because usually he plays outfield, but because of his injury, he's being reduced to first base, which I mean, far from the worst case scenario for him, but yeah, Mervis. I mean, I'm still very excited for Mervis. Obviously, the potential is there with our number 6 prospect, but yeah, still very excited to see how he does. Hopefully, hopefully he has the same effect that Christopher Morel had once he had that Iowa time, and then literally went back to the leagues and just became one of the best hitters, honestly, in baseball right now. Like, dead serious when I say that. He's been great. But looking at some of the other guys, I will say, because I know we've really been positive with these prospects, I do want to say one guy who has been honestly disappointing for me in terms of the prospect pool. Brennan Davis, this is really sad to see because for a while he he was our #1 prospect, and had it not been for injuries, very likely he would have been on the roster last season, like the major league roster. But yeah, the injuries and honestly regression is not helping things. Like he's not been looking good for us, so it's not been great to see.
He's hitting 197.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no.
not been good.
Even in 2020, like what was it? Ew. Yeah, Brendan Davis flamed out. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna have to be like when he comes back from injury. Like I think he's gonna have to get sent down to Tennessee probably. Like I think you gotta get him down a bit. But
I mean, but here's the thing, yo. If you want, you keep him in you keep a guy like that in AAA though, because like you send him down to Tennessee. What good is What is good is AA gonna do? Because once he
I'm
does
just
well in
like, well, my
AA,
problem is I get that, but my problem is it's something that's just felt so off about him over the past year and so. Like I don't know if he just has to if he's just not fully healed or something, but like he's not looked close to the same player that we were seeing in early 2022 and stuff, which really does suck in that department.
Evan
Um,
White. That's my counter.
yeah,
That's my experience. Evan White. Yeah, these are
yeah,
similar numbers to Evan White too. Like
yeah,
upper 100s gets you really feel like he's about to break out and oh he's out for the rest of the season. Yeah,
yeah,
Evan White is he's still technically in our prospect list, but the guy's gonna be out of this organization next year. He's just
yeah.
unlucky.
Yeah, I will say this though, with Iowa, seeing how it's going, something that's been really great to see, and honestly for minors in general, is we have a good amount of catcher depth. I mean, Jan Gomes has been great in the majors. I mean, he's a veteran and stuff, but still great. It's very strong to have a good catcher in the first place. But Mejia, who is our number 14 prospect, I mean, he was called up from Double A. Like he was called up from Double A because Gomes got hurt, and honestly, we are not going to be relying on Tucker Barnhart to be our main guy. So we gave him a chance, and he's shown a lot of potential. Like he's got power in that bat. He's got a lot of potential, not just from the hitting perspective, but also from like working with pitchers and stuff. There's been a lot of positive comments so far about his work. So yeah, that's another prospect who I've really liked so far, and also Bryce Windham. He's shown promise at the catcher position. So in terms of like catchers and stuff for the Cubs, it's looking great for us in that department. And this is coming from a guy who, I mean, I will say this in terms of positions that I feel are hard to develop. I feel like finding like a talented catcher is one of the hardest things to do. Like it takes a lot to find a talented long-term catcher, in my opinion.
Oops.
At least how I see it in that
Yeah,
department.
absolutely.
I saw an article, by the way, I saw an article about this next guy, Jonathan Perlaza. Like, he's been in our minors for a good amount of years. I mean, he's only 24, I believe, which, not the oldest, not like, definitely not out of touch or anything. Like, that's still pretty good age for a prospect. But he's been batting our outfield with a near 300 average, and over a 900 OPS. So, that's very good for a team that I've noticed looking more and more at our minors and then looking at our major league team. Like we have a good amount of outfield depth, well, a lot of outfield pieces and stuff. Like there's a lot to like in that department. But I will say, doing research for the Iowa Cubs, and because I gotta say, because I've been keeping track of the Iowa Cubs statistics and stuff like over the season and stuff, and for a while our pitching wasn't looking great, but I'll say right now, Ben Brown, who is currently our number 4 prospect, he is in the top 100 right now for MLB prospects. I'm pretty sure he's in the 90s. He's looked good. He's looked really good, and I gotta say, with how Tylone's been playing, like as I noted before, he's been awful for us. Like I can see a very real scenario where Ben Brown gets called up in this by the end of the season. I don't think that's out of the question, especially considering that Tylone is basically on the hot seat now because well, we've gotten our fourth position solved with the fact that Kyle Hendricks has been looking like the Kyle Hendricks of old. So yeah, Ben Brown, who's been really good. He's also got a, from what I've seen, his strikeout arm seems pretty good. So that's good to see. But now where I feel like where people get really interested is with the Tennessee Smokies, and I mentioned this because yeah, the big one is in Tennessee, and by the big one, I'm talking about Pete Crow Armstrong, our number one prospect, one of the best prospects in baseball in general. I mean, he's looked strong offensively. He's been great defensively as well. I mean, he is the type of guy. He's the type of guy you want as a number one prospect. Which, by the way, I thank the Mets for giving us Pete Crow Armstrong in the Javier Baez trade. I am really thankful for that. Truly, truly thankful. But yeah, he's making great progress, which obviously you'll love to see. But I will also shout out this other prospect we have, who is currently our number 12 prospect, but to be honest, I feel he should be higher than that. Owen Casey, I don't think I pronounced his last name right, but like he's been putting up similar numbers to Pete Crow Armstrong, and may I add, he's in Double A. He's only 20, so I find that really impressive. Like, I find that really impressive considering we have some great prospects in the outfield with Pete Crow Armstrong and, of course, Owen.
Yep, Dominican League. He's the Yankees. Woo, he was with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Who'd you trade to the Yankees to get the... Ooh, Kevin? Ooh, that's like spice. That's some spice. Not to mention 2021 in rookie league, like in both rookie leagues, the guy was saying 345. But yeah, that's a huge player to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like Cubs fans, in terms of that, that is definitely something people have been taking more attention to. Definitely. But looking more at Tennessee, Jordan Wicks is another pitcher who I've noticed great with his strikeout ability. And you know, I know Aiden talked about ERAs and stuff. I gotta say, having an ERA at 3.39 for the minors, that seems pretty good. Seems really good for Jordan Wicks, who is our number 5 prospect right now. So, wonder if he goes to Iowa by the end of the season.
I think he goes straight to Chicago.
Depends on our pitching situation, and it depends on. Well, it also does depend on Ben Brown if he ends up going to Chicago, which I'm sure is very possible. I'm sure it's very possible.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 2.71. Yeah. Let's look at strikeout. I want to see strikeout. Oh, 93 to 31. Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. I've looked at it. Yeah, you might get Ben Brown first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those are some pretty fucking good numbers there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also
One
got
more
Cade Horton too. His first year.
That was
Cade
gonna get
Horton
to
too?
South Bend because he's already moved up to South Bend, and he's been looking very promising for starts. I mean, already got that ERA into the 3 range, and the fact that, similar to other pitchers I've mentioned, he's got a great strikeout arm. Like
He's played 11 games though. Doesn't have a whole lot of innings under his. Once he gets more innings under his belt, that's kind of what you want to see. I keep a very good eye on this guy because I think this might be the player that just shoots up like a rocket. Doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the minor leagues, but yeah, will eventually be will be one of your starting pitchers.
Yeah, well, there was a reason we selected him at number 7 in the 2022 MLB draft, so that's obviously why there's a lot of attention towards him from Cubs fans. But yeah, he's looking very promising so far, and hopefully that keeps up with how he's been doing in South Bend.
Indeed. Yeah,
But
Cubs
yeah, in
have
terms
got
of
a
Cubs
good one.
prospect,
Those are some. You guys still got some really good youth.
yeah, like I definitely like what we got. I feel like honestly, like even outside of Pete Crow Armstrong, like there's some really a lot of stuff to like here
Yeah.
with what we got.
You could outside of that, I think the Cubs could be totally back. Imagine seeing,
Yeah, I would hope.
yeah, Cubs. Like the future looks really good, especially how good your AAA team is. Like
Yeah.
I gotta say the Cubs probably like of any play like if any teams I've seen, like I know I say the Mariners, we've totally reloaded our farm system. These guys are not gonna be ready till like 2026. Whereas like you guys have like guys that are ready to play tomorrow if needed. Some of them tomorrow.
Yeah,
Or next year at least.
yeah, basically.
So that's nice. That's awesome to see. I gotta
Yes.
say, I mean, like, you got so many guys that are ready to go. By, like, next year, you're gonna be looking at what guys can we give up here.
Yeah,
That's good. It's awesome.
love to see it.
And lastly, not leastly, Mr. Spencer.
Oh boy, and there's really only one guy that I really want to talk about, but God, do I have a lot to talk about with him. Jackson Churio, who is currently in the AA team, the Biloxi Shuckers, who is an amateur free agent out of Venezuela, by the way. He's pretty much lit the AA league on fire and could start in Milwaukee like now.
It's
Like,
250's not bad. 250's not bad, but he might.
He's currently like number one in
Yeah.
the prospects.
See, it's the guy I told you. The guy you have the number one prospect right now.
Yeah, like in 99 games, he's hit 288, 342 at triple digit speeds. Which, holy shit, 115 miles an hour.
I gotta say, like, statistically, he sounds really good. And like the hard hit rate, everybody loves hard hit rate. He might need a little bit more time though. 250 as good as 250 as good as hit ball hard is. He's gonna need a little bit more time. You want that at batting average, especially if you want to make the jump from AA to the big leagues. I think you try him out in September, but then
for like the playoff push.
it'd be something that you try him out if you guys are eliminated. But if you're in the playoffs, I think you would call Sal Frerlich.
Oh,
I think you would try him out before Churio. Churio's gonna be good one day, and I think you really want to watch spring training. Like, that's where you, like, circle spring training over and over again to see if he can hit ball hard.
yeah, because, think of the cereal promotions, bro. Like, every kid in Wisconsin's gonna be pouring a box of Cheerios.
Well, I gotta say, GG to Toronto. Jack Eichel just scored the game-winning goal, potentially.
Mm.
Fuck. Congratulations. You guys are champions again. Damn it! Damn it!
Hey, y'all were about.
Oh, I get it. I thought you meant in real life.
No, you guys are about to win again. Damn it!
Love seeing a Jack Eichel image pop up on my timeline right as you say that, by the way. I just want to point that out.
He scored the game-winning goal. He's got 2 goals today. But fuck! That's fine.
Skill issue.
I didn't even touch it. It was all CPU controlled, the whole thing. So.
No, I mean because it was your computer-generated player skill issue.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh well. Anyway, sorry for being the interrupting cow.
Well, it just wouldn't be a sicko podcast without a sicko moment like that.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyways, continue, Spencer.
But yeah, we also have this very exciting prospect named Pabst Blue Ribbon. So
Shut
be
up.
on the lookout for that in grocery stores.
I mean, I keep a little eye on your Dominican. Keep an eye on the Dominican League. You got some guys that are first timers on it. Sure, they might not be ready for like 5 years, but and most of them are 17 too. But MLB is listing 3 of them, and they're sure they're in their bottom 30. But keep an eye on the Dominican League for Milwaukee. There could be some good players there.
There's some really interesting prospects in the Brewers system. It's just I don't really
Tell Gage to shut the fuck up about the fucking Brewers.
Yeah,
You got. Don't let Gage control your emotions for the Brew Crew. I think the Brewers again, when I say the Brewers are going to get some nice reinforcements in 1 or 2 years, you're going to have some really good reinforcements. And the key thing when I say keep an eye on the Dominican League, because if any 3 of these guys have a high Julio ceiling, you're going to be loving this just as much as you're going to love Jackson Chourio. Absolutely.
Oh look, I won the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Again.
Oh, let me guess. I won nothing. I was just there.
You were just there again.
I existed.
You existed. You existed.
Yeah, just like me on this podcast.
No, you do, boy. You're an integral part. You're the hey, you get to lift the Stanley Cup first.
Yeah.
You're the captain. How is that irrelevant?
Fucking Captain Sausage. Woo!
You're the captain. But yeah, no, I gotta say, if anybody should be really excited about their minor leagues, it's the Brewers.
Yeah.
All right. AI's controlling it. AI's controlling it.
Yeah, why be a doomer when you can be a coomer?
Yeah. Jack Eichel. Man, 2-time Stanley Cup champion Jack Eichel. But yeah, no, Brewers are gonna be excited. We're gonna go out the rest of this presentation. We're gonna give some fun announcements away. If you guys want to join the CFL Sickos watch along, this week is going to be delayed. Just by a little bit. Just by a little bit. It's going to be delayed. By a little bit. We're starting at 4. I have to work there's a car show that's happening in downtown. So I would be a super dick if I didn't help them. So I'm going to I'm gonna have to work it. So we're still doing it. I might need to see if somebody can spare another screen so we can it just doesn't go forever. It just doesn't go forever. Just for one game. I know they're gonna be like the condensed 2-hour versions, not the 3-hour. So.
As long as you provide like a link or something.
I can give it. Yeah, I got links. I got bookmarked.
So do we have anything else we need to talk about here?
Also, Pick'em's League. If you're ever interested, that's gonna be starting. I honestly relatively soon. And fantasy football, the Sickos fantasy football. This mini discussion with that. I want to get feedback from you guys. I'm trying to think of like the current base of it. So what I'm thinking is, in Chaos League fashion, everything is going to be randomized. Just like Chaos League, I'm definitely 100%. I want to randomize it. 100% randomized.
Yeah.
the worst that can happen?
Well, yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's definitely going to be prospects. Fuck me. It's going to be I'm going off of Yahoo's ratings, so it's going to be 1 through. It's going to be 1 through whatever the fuck happens. It's gonna be 1 through. What was it? Whatever the lowest rated defense is that Yahoo considers in terms of fantasy rankings, that's going to be the pool. And as long as you have enough, the minimum is enough to start, guys. So like you could get it could be very hilarious that someone has like, I could see somebody having like a full starting lineup and then like 7 kickers.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be funny, right?
It'd be
Yeah.
It'd be fucking
Sicko.
hilarious. I kind of want to see that chaos, but I want to be nice. This is the one rule I'm debating on. I'm debating on mandatory drops. So you have to drop one player, and you're randomly assigned another player. Irregardless, you have to drop somebody.
Gotcha.
You have to drop somebody and get randomly assigned somebody, just for the fun of it. And then you have specific tokens to like say you drop a say you drop a player and you want to pick a wide receiver because there's lots of good wide receivers. You get randomly selected. You get randomly selected from a pool of those players to add. And you have a maximum of 3 specific tokens to drop, and then 1 that's mandatory every week. That's what I'm thinking baseline right now. And I would need Spencer to help me make sure it's all
Gotcha.
I would need some
Yeah.
help to make sure that the like 2 admins to make sure that we can keep track of everything. Because I will forget.
Well, time to start sucking dick again because I'm gonna be a mod, and mod's gay.
Mods are fine. Mods are good. Mods are fun. Moderators are fun.
Oh,
I
by the
hope
way,
I'm not fired.
Darkside Phil sucks.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking for Chaos League. Definitely going to be doing that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Doing Chaos League. That's what I'm thinking. To start. Other than that,
Is it time for the closing statements?
That's what I'm currently thinking for fantasy football. We're gonna chip away at it. I want an even number of players. That's it. I just want an even number of players. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's it. There's just a good old even Stevens amount of players. Let's just take an even amount. I know there's 5 of us, but hopefully if we can get just one person, a token sacrifice, and then I'm thinking included would be the pick'ems we make to be also added on as points as well. That's the last thing. So if you join the Chaos League, you're already in the pick'ems league by default.
So yeah, you'd be pretty fucking stupid to not join.
Yeah, I think it just added extra chaos, a little bit of pizzazz, and then my hope is that we do 8 more shows from here to the start of football season, where we we do divisional previews for all of them. I'm thinking for funsies, we might do 9. Sorry, what the fuck am I doing? Gotta do 9. Divisional previews, and then an open voice chat where we do what we did last year, where we reload, where we fill in top 5 draft picks and the playoff teams. What we did last year, we're just going to make it open voice chat so anybody can join, put their predictions in.
Oh no. Not open voice chat.
It's gonna be it's gonna be the one open voice chat episode.
We're gonna get so banned. Susan, please.
Susan, please, no, we're innocent. But
Come on,
I
it
think
can't go any worse. It can't go any worse than me getting called the F word last year. I don't think it can go any worse.
we're not
than
doing the
that.
fantasy draft. We're not doing the fantasy draft. I'm not even joining the voice chat for that. I'm gonna be in the executive room where regular people can't even know they don't even know it's here. I'm gonna be.
Am I not regular people to you?
Spencer, you're in this chat. You're in the chat that has the. I'm gonna be in. You're in the VC right now.
Fuck, I'm stupid.
I'm gonna be hiding in here if anybody wants to talk. Last year was just too toxic and. Can we draft players twice? Because there's gonna be, I'm guessing, 16 of us, and like 6 of us are gonna give a shit. I'll talk to Tegan how he wants to do it this year, because we're gonna have more people this year. There's been new faces. There's been a couple new faces in the server since last time. So I want to know how Tegan's gonna do it, because there's no way you can do 16. It's super deep, especially with certain positions like quarterback and running back.
Yeah.
Like, I would try to set it up so each player can be selected twice. Just so we have something. Just so it's not like we're literally digging, like, beyond the dumpster bin. That's just about it. But, yeah, anyways, can't wait for Chaos League 2.0. I do hope there's a PC port of the next NHL with connected franchise. Please, I beg of you. Please, EA, I beg of you. Ugh. All 5 of us doing connected Chaos franchise. I dream of this day.
That would be hilarious.
I dream of this day. Keep in mind, Spencer, don't feel bad. There's like 3 of you have never played NHL before. You just have to swallow as you have whenever you play me.
Oh, just like your mom.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, really?
Your mom joke?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
How did you not see that coming? Come on.
Whatever. Anyways, thanks you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. That'll be hopefully next week. Gonna be shorter. Next week we're gonna be talking. Fuck it. We're gonna do alphabetical order. I'm gonna randomize it. 1 to 8. Let's see. Generate 5. I believe that is the NFC East. We'll do NFC East first.
I'm not sure how much I can join in because I might be away for 4th of July weekend. Just thought I'd let you know.
We're doing it probably Thursday.
Oh! Because,
When's
like,
that?
I'm going
When's
over
that?
Friday.
Thursday, same time.
Alright.
We'll make it. It's not gonna be like 3 hours long like today. Like, it's not gonna be almost 3 hours long like today.
How the fuck is it already 2 in the morning?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So yeah, next week we're gonna be talking about the NFC East, and I'll see if I can get Hoodie if Hoodie wants to talk about the Cowgirls. I'll see. That's how I invite people. You gotta talk about your shitty football team.
Yeah.
About it.
Yep. Somebody's got to talk about the Vikings, and here I am.
Yep. So, NFC East, how we're doing it is we're going to preview all the teams, and we're going to leave a very important note. We will not know how the last remaining RNG factor is going to kick in training camp. Injured people are going to be out for the season. Every team's going to have 1 or 2 guys. That's just how it is. Someone's going to be out for the season in training camp.
And
That's
it's
it.
usually the people that are in the best shape of their life.
Mm-hmm. So, injuries, they will happen. And we will not know how or what and who and the what and the where and the whys. So, in terms of that, yeah, that's kind of the warning. There's the big RNG factor that has to go into it. So we're going to predict their records, and then we're going to see how it goes.
RNG. You know how much of a fucking nerd you sound like when you say that?
I do, and I hope I sound like a fucking dork. I'm gonna snag the goaltender here, but yeah. I hope I sound like the biggest fucking nerd when I say that.
Mission accomplished, you goober.
Anyways, we'll see you next week, and, you know, as anything, EA, please connected franchise mode, please, so I can at least drag Spencer into this.
Well, and also,
At
very
minimum,
interesting.
connected franchise mode that's cross-platform. That's at minimum what I want.
Something very interesting is that EA Games is splitting away from EA Sports.
Yeah, they don't want EA doesn't really rebrand with the team that literally copies and pastes and calls it a new fucking game that'll be $80. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
part of the problem.
Yeah, you degenerate. I
I'm
bet you watch VTubers.
I'm part of the problem. Yeah, I am the super degenerate. I am as fucking degen as it gets.
I bet you pay $50 to get anime girls to say that you're cute.
Shut up.
If you want peak degeneracy, just know this man is already this man will do whatever it takes for Bethesda. I just want to make that very clear.
I like Bethesda. I like
Fuck, imagine
Bethesda.
having goddamn Todd Howard as your senpai.
Senpai!
He's got a Todd
Senpai!
Howard pillow. Oh fucking god.
Oh no!
Senpai! Notice me!
Jesus fucking Christ! What the hell have I unleashed?
Please notice me!
Are we off the air yet?
Yeah, we'll be off there. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Please, Todd Howard, please release Elder Scrolls 6. And please, can Starfield not be shit? Please? I just want a good release. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Ada, it just works.
Yeah. That's it. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
Hi.
Bye-bye.
That was a goddamn disaster. I felt like.
No, it's fine. How the fuck do I pause it?
And hey, we got Aunt Rochio Brown, so that's cool.
And Rochio.
Rochio Brown. Fucking hell. The fact that we made Aunt Rochio Brown a thing says a lot.
Like how he just won't fucking die.
He just won't stop.
You know, fucking the end of the world is upon us. Booming.
Oh, yes, I traded. Oh, cool. I traded for this pick. Lamau, give me goalie. Okay, now stop. Now stop. Bye.